custom mana land. Teams they don't really
have to move quite a lot. It won't need to move out of their comfort spot unless...
Get ready, South Asia.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to PMPL SA 2023. You are watching week number 3, day number 2, and today is going to be Ahana once again on the caster desk with me. Ahana, day number 1, interesting, not the most insane one, interesting one, but we again have that battle for the first spot going on. Stalwart Esports and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming all up for it.
Exactly, and for this grab, for once, I'm actually trying to see SKYLIGHTZ Gaming be the one to actually win this. Okay. Not just because it's gonna be something that can be depended on, but also something new, because like 4MB had their week, Stalwart had their week. Now let's see a new team come up on top so that the final leaderboard can be up for grabs, because overall league things still look very stern and put into stone. If things don't change, it's gonna be slightly disappointing.
Oh, yeah, well, that's true. If the things don't change, it'll be slightly disappointing for you. Not for me. My weekly prediction is Stalwart once again. So,
yeah.
Well, I'm happy. I'm definitely happy with the sort of performance that they've given. Except for that one particular match where they just got eliminated on, I think, very low spot, and they were able to get 1 point from the entire game. So, except for that, I'm just happy with my team. I'm just happy the way that they play. That they've shown insane amount of consistency. Near about 50 points. I think they're at 49 points right now. And 4 games, 49 points. It's really a decent number to have. 10 points average is the best possible thing you can ask for. So it is a good thing for the players of Team Stalwart Esports. But this also has a repercussion effect on the overall rankings as well. So let's have a look at where all these teams stand in the overall ranking. And of course, SKYLIGHTZ there as well, chasing the tail of Stalwart Esports. The difference is a little bit bigger, but then again, it can be covered if Stalwart have a few difficult games, to say the least.
Exactly. There's a 23-point difference between Stalwart and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. 4MB right behind, close enough on the 3rd spot, and right behind them we can see Raw Esports. Now the difference for Raw Esports is much larger than the rest of the differences, but I think there's still some metal in this team that can actually push them forward. And I could say the same about High Voltage DC. NBeSports going into 3rd week did try to pick up a little bit of pace, but that's only a little bit, so I don't think that's gonna change a lot just yet until they start performing at their utmost best with the consistency that they showed in 1st week.
Yeah, meanwhile, look at this DRS. They have 249 points. So I say everyone right now is somewhere around 250 points. And if they continue to play in the exact same way that they are, they should qualify for the grand finals, for the bigger picture. But other than that, 16th and below, that is where the competition still is there. STFL is trying to make it towards the grand finals, trying to be in top 16 for as long as possible. I mean, ASL is leading them. It's just a 2-point difference. So still, that 16th spot, I'd say that is the one which is up for grabs. IHC, Bad Intentions, anyone can take it except for JMEX, because, well, they are very far behind JMEX. There is no chance at all for them to qualify for the grand finals. They can just maybe show some good performance this entire week, give their fans some hope for the upcoming tournaments. But this tournament, they're just done for.
Exactly. I would actually pull in Bad Intentions alongside JMEX, because the kind of performance that ASL and IHC delivered yesterday definitely put them very close to Stronger FAKELOVE, and Stronger FAKELOVE hasn't been doing as good either, so there's a swap that can be possible. But I'm slightly scared for Bad Intentions. Let's see if they're going to be able to bring out some bombastic performance to make this happen. Talking about TDMs, friend, it's gonna be Mabetex and High Voltage GC, the last match of round 2. Then we walk right into round 3.
Well, again, Mabetex versus HUDC is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun TDM match, because we haven't seen both these teams play. Hopefully, we will see some aggression rather than try to play it out super safe. But yeah, yesterday we did see an upset. So King of Spades, really just going against 4MV and making sure that they are the ones victor. Did not expect it, to be honest. And especially after when you lose a 10-0 lead in the game, nobody expects you to win it from
True.
there. It's always a comeback story that is there in everyone's mind. But King of Spades say, hey, we will take that early advantage maybe later into the game, but 39-40 is what they were able to achieve. So good job done by King of Spades. This also has a prize pool of $1,000, the TDM battle. So you'll also have to keep an eye on that. The winner will get $700, and the team coming in second place will get the $300 remaining dollars. So you'll have to be in the finals to get a chunk of that piece as well. And thank God 4MV is not there. Otherwise, they would have just so much money from PMPL SA 23.
That's true. I can hear the assurance in your voice that they are gonna be still having a good chunk from the overall
For
prize
sure.
pool of the classic games, and that's something I don't think many people are gonna be doubting. And yeah, taking name of 4MV, here we have their
Look at that.
performance. That's a huge dip. But I guess when it comes to the damage department, it's not that different, but eliminations haven't been as good.
I mean, for a person who does not know good maths, he'd say what? This is just a 2-point difference. But when you compare it for the entire week, basically you are comparing it for 20 odd games.
Yep.
So 120 points versus 80 points. Now just go figure 40 points how much of a difference that is. So for sure, week 1 4MB has been entirely different from any other 4MB that we've seen till now. So would love to get that week 1 4MB back again. Who are getting those ticket winners, or even week 2 day number 5 4MB. That was
Yeah.
again another 4MB to be worried about. So after that, or even in between, it hasn't been that good of a performance from the side of Team 4MB. They are still surviving on those wonderful solo games or wonderful solo days on which they perform like beasts, get what 150 points on just one single day, and then just remain off for the other 4 days. So hopefully they just get a little bit better and they are also able to come back into the tournament. But man, 4MV, this team definitely has to show why they are in the top 3 till now.
Exactly. I mean, there have been 11 days of the tournament so far, Fritz, and out of that, they have only had 6 good days. Actually, I would go ahead to say 5 because even in week 1, we did see one day when they were not as good as they have always been. So I would actually go ahead and say 5 good days out of this 11, and they still sustain in the top 3. So that's gotta explain how huge their performance impact is on the days they are good at. But then, if they are consistently good, they can actually challenge Stalwart, challenge SKYLIGHTZ, and actually try to acquire the first spot. I mean, in the first week, I saw that thirst of trying to be at the top of the hill, being the king of the hill from the side of
Yes.
4MB. I think from the second week, that grit started being missing. Like, it didn't feel like they want to just go in and grab that spot.
Yeah, well, again, another team that we will have a look at are the players of Team JMEX.
Oh.
I say the most underperforming team of the entire tournament haven't showed up. Look at that, Gals and Snipe. These guys have played, one of them has played 39 matches. And look at the number of eliminations he has, 9. That's absurd. That's just too low to say anything about.
Exactly. This is not good at all. The numbers are very bad. Frag still has a little bit more, but then again, he still does not have one frag every match either. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
JMEX must have even lost control by now. They wouldn't be thinking straight right now because this is a very, very deep ditch that they find themselves in. And I guess this must have been slightly easy to find out clips for JMEX, right? They have
That's
countable
true.
frags, so
I mean, good job done by the content team to find these frags somehow. I, for one, do not remember any good moments for the players of Team JMEX. Plus, they've been experimenting a lot. Look at that. One game you see frag, orange, snipe. Other game you have Galzain coming in. I think Galzain, Dada and Galzain God are the same players. But then you also have Starboy in the lineup. So, the playing for is not even decided. They are just, I think, taking players from all the 4 different teams and trying to gel up together a new sort of a team. And they did not get a better tournament to experiment than the official PMPL. I mean, it does not make sense to me. That's what it is. I mean, I get it. You do not have any semblance of which playing 4 you should go with, but then you just choose one playing 4. You just stick to 4 players, and you're like, bro, just play the entire tournament. We don't care if you get 0 points every game. So I mean,
Exactly.
after a period of some time, I say 25, I say 30 matches, you will get one good game, because playing 30 matches together as a team will give you insights about each of the player, and you will be able to play according to it. The synergy will automatically build. But then changing a player every day, for sometimes every match, that is not going to yield you the best possible result. Probably just here for the content, but that is something that they're not getting either. So
Exactly.
JMEX has been the most underperforming team in the entire tournament.
Yep. On the first day itself of the tournament, they did seem a little promising. We did see a little bit of
Mhm.
performance coming in from their side, and it seemed like it's a great game for them. But then, second day,
Okay.
they started to drop, and the snowball effect started happening. It was just
Yeah.
all the way down, no holding, no grip at all whatsoever for JVX. I mean, I have not seen this team fight it in the top few circles at all, not even once, and
Mhm.
that's sad because a lot of teams did. Even Bad Intentions and ASL have made it to the final circles at some point of time. ASL has, I mean, IHC has literally secured
Uh-huh.
chickens at some point of time, and JMX just has nothing, nada, none at all.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Next season. Just focus on the
Yeah,
next season
hopefully.
right now. These last 3 days is where you can try to maybe show what you've got. Maybe let the four players play it out. Does not matter if you're not synergetic enough, but just let them play. You might just have a good performance, or might just have a chicken dinner to show. So that's what just I'm hoping for. But let's have a look at the schedule as well for I think today. So I believe this is again one of these days where we'll have those three Miramars. One,
No, it's
two,
it's
three. Yeah. Oh,
wow. Okay,
what?
the
Wait a
Miramar
second.
graphic is wrong. Why do we
The
have two
graphics are
arenas?
left, right. I think it'll be fixed as soon as possible. But I believe it's the truth. But two arenas today.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay,
Okay.
this
Well,
is a
I mean,
surprise.
we're not even confirmed about what we just saw. So please, guys, don't take that on the face value of it. We'll probably fix it and show it to you back as soon as it's ready. But if it is two arenas, man, that's a lot of arenas in one day.
Exactly, and we're gonna be marching into round three instantly. Like we were thinking that
Yeah.
round three was gonna start tomorrow, but it seems like it's starting today. So
Well, we'll have to first of all jump into the very first game. Let's go figure, guys, because we also don't know which this particular map is going to be. Text was different, map image was different. We sympathize with you because we either do not know anything about it. But hey, let's jump right into battle. Probably the first map is going to be map
Miramar.
of Miramar. All right, there we go. So yeah, I mean, Wednesdays are those dreaded days, Ahana, where we have to see three different Miramars. This is the third time that we are seeing this. And yeah, let's see. Group E will be sitting it out, so no 4MV in the first game. This means that Chumasera city will be relatively empty, but now that city being so far away from the drop location, I do not even know that how many teams are going to drop in to this particular area. So well, let's see. Stalwart Esports already, I think they're just waiting for San Martin to approach. San Martin is the city that they'll drop in. The other teams slowly and steadily just going here and there. And if you talk about the plane path, flying all the way over to San Martin, all the way up to Trailer Park.
Well, it does seem like a lot of areas towards the down south are gonna be slightly out of reach, but considering that um we're not seeing 4MV, so Chomasera region, it's
Hmm.
fine. But we are seeing Venom DE, so that's gonna be one team that has trouble trying to get to Valid Mar because that's where they like to drop. And I'm hoping we see them go to some other place because again, trying to go all the way to Valid Mar, and if the circle does not support you, it's gonna be a long journey going back up as well. And I mean, it's definitely not the best situation for any team going this far into the tournament and still not having
Hmm.
a very solidified position overall. Yeah, the circle is not going to support that.
It's a hard Eastern Circle over here. So most of the teams will drop, near the center of the zone. So they'll be happy. Rotations, cause they'll be easy. But then if you talk about the positions, I say HVDC really have a prime position. And they really do not care about their six right now, because there's water all around and nobody likes to drop in water. And even if you are in water, you cannot shoot back. So HVDC just have to focus in what's in front of them. That's about it. Or maybe towards the left hand side, because CLAs has dropped in, but then they'll be far away because they're rotating towards Puerto Parisio. So that's the drop location that they'll have. Meanwhile, King of Space thanking the gods of PUBG Mobile because this weird drop of ruins that they usually take was facilitated because of the plane path.
That's true. Let's see how that turns out going forward because, again, all the way from ruins, I do think that things get slightly hard. Plane path supports it, sure, but it's not going to be supported by the circle overall. And I generally see them making out of here alive mostly through the rotations, but that's not enough because by the time they enter in, everything is already occupied. They have to struggle to find their spot inside the circle, and that's where I see the struggle, begin up for the team. But yeah, if you talk about the circle right now, it seems like IHC definitely has a great position inside it. They're all the way up north, slightly towards east as well. They really don't have many angles to watch, and they are not surrounded by any teams at all. And if they carry on with the bombastic performance that they've been delivering in the recent days, Fritz, we might actually see IHC start the day off with a great performance.
All right, I mean, this hypothesis can be created, but then the result is something that we'll have to wait for. So
True.
let's see if IHC is able to show us a great performance today or not. Meanwhile, Leo Esports, we do have Nova on our screen, has an N16 and UMP combination, plus NBeSports is also nearby. But probably Leo know this because whenever this El Pozo City is up for drop, both these teams like to drop in. But then there's an imaginary middle line that gets created between the two teams, and they're like, yeah, these are the compounds that we will do. These are the compounds we will give you. But if you cross this line, we are the ones who will start this battle and try to take some players of you down. So I mean, both of the teams are respecting each other right now, just looting amongst themselves, and probably will even rotate outside from this particular area with all their four players surviving for both the teams.
Well, we'll soon figure out what happens to these teams because it definitely seems like there's gonna be some tension between them. But is it gonna be enough to resist them from actually being able to secure themselves any spots? Is gonna be something that we can, keep an eye out for. And Bruins, again, being capitalized by King of Spades, they're doing good. They're having their time of their lives. Not much disturbances up there. And again, being towards the final few days of the tournament, I think no teams are interested in going for drop clashes. They want to wait, they want to strategize every plan they have, and also be very picky about which fight they invest in. And now, this is the point where all the teams in the bottoms can actually go ahead and change things around because they don't have much to lose. They can avoid the picking and choosing and just march in, spoil the game for a few teams. That's something that I'm expecting from JMEX specifically, and slightly from Bad Intentions as well. While the other two still have a chance of actually making it into top 16, so they can, lay back a little bit.
Yeah, well, top 16 is definitely the objective over here. And let's see if they're able to achieve it or not. Meanwhile, Raw Esports, yeah, they have the entire city of Picardo all to themselves. No problem whatsoever from either of these teams. That Malik will be just making sure he has all these casino buildings, will slowly and steadily loot it out, and then maybe move towards the zone. Or maybe even not because they're already inside the zone. Hey, that's great inside the first zone, but then better position is what you'll try to achieve this early. But they are good to see no early drop clashes happening. And even though drop clashes did happen, I mean simultaneous drops did happen, but the clashes are yet to take place. So that's a really good thing for all these players, especially the teams down below, because they cannot afford to lose a player early on. Meanwhile, Lost Done is also just completely given away to the players of Team IAWO. So basically, they'll be enjoying free tier 1 loot all by themselves. No trouble whatsoever. Also inside the zone, so they'll take their sweet time finding every first aid that they want and finding every level 3 backpack that they can. So IAWO super happy with the position that they have. Seed also went rotated down to Puerto Parisio. Will definitely try to just find their way back up towards the main city or towards Los Leones because then it's a little bit of a dip where Puerto Parisio is located in. So running up a hill sometimes is a little bit difficult, but this is what we can see that there is literally nobody up top of them. So this should be a fair and simple rotation. But for the other teams coming from the northern part, maybe coming from the western side of the map, they might face a little bit of a rotational clash especially King of Space, considering that there are three teams in front of them.
Exactly, and not any normal regular team still in the middle of the chart. It's NBeSports, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, and Stalwarts. These three are one of the mammoths in this tournament, and you could actually have a very hard time fighting this off. So they really got to be very, very careful. Probably opt for a slightly later rotation. They do know that they've come all the way from very, very far. There's gonna be teams in the way, and I hope they are gonna monitor that. This time around, though, we are seeing it being XOXOX alongside a teammate trying to go ahead and figure out where to exactly move instead of Faisal, who's generally the pioneer for the team. And here's the thing about Raw Esports right now. They were in Picado, and Picado was a good enough region for them. It's inside the circle, it's all safe. But they do realize if they stay there longer, because most of the teams are going to be pushing in from the west, they will have trouble. So they've started moving on very quickly into the, trying to find more wide space, more area control into the circle so that the next circle is not as hard to rotate into for them. The Venom, however, is going to be super slow in their rotation. They do realize they're coming all the way from down south, all the way from back west, so it's going to be slightly harder for them to enter in. And it seems like Leo might actually be something they gotta be worried about.
Hmm. All right. Meanwhile, look at this. IHC's Yol gets good shots onto Maptex's Wally. Now, Wally will also be taken care of. So, early two teams to lose players are going to be NB Esports and Maptex Esports. And good start for the teams who got those first picks. I think SKYLIGHTZ is the one who figured out the positioning of NB Esports, were able to take that early frag. And the other team too. I mean, good start for them, one frag each. Meanwhile, there's the MG3 light machine gun that we were talking about yesterday. Super important weapon, but why do you ship it with a 8x scope, Hedra? Sometimes it does not make any sense. But hey, as PUBG Mobile, that's how the thing goes.
You just keep that 8x with you for something else. I don't know. I don't know.
Mini 14 maybe,
But yeah, Mini 14 maybe, yes. That
or
could
maybe
be a
SLR.
good
If you
combo.
choose MG3, then you'll maybe go with a 7.62 sniper rifle too.
Probably, yeah. That could happen. I generally do prefer to go for two guns with different bullets because, again, if you run out of one, you're done. And I don't like to take those chances. But yeah, as of now, it seems like all the way in El Hazar, we are seeing NB Sports go for a longer rotation. And IHC, who thought they're going to be having an easier time taking one player down from Maptex, are now looking at two teams, both with one player loss. DRX, in the meanwhile, trying to make things hard for players of Stalwart Esports, but it seems like with IC being knocked, it's going to be a hard fight.
Well, Stalwart, they will be in a little bit of a trouble, but the revival is coming in. I'm surprised that I don't think so. Rules has any more throwables available. Otherwise, a nade in the opposite shack could have done the job. Now, Tobbs is trying to cook a nade. It will be thrown in, and Rules will be brought down to little HP. But the knock is yet not there. Rules 50 SP is what he has right now. The trades won't happen because even DRS has been able to get that reset.
Well, now that the reset has happened, they're finding themselves in better positions, and now they know they are all fours. The mollies have come in, the nades have gone through. Rules is in trouble, but the rest of the team is still charging on. They want to take care of Stalwarts as quickly as possible because they know it's a rotational clash. And right now, being able to clean the team swept wipe is gonna be super important before any other team starts to rotate from a similar area. This is literally the edge of the circle. They gotta make this one and done as quickly as possible, and I think they're ready for it. Yeah.
Good job done by them. I mean, there is a person who is trying to cover in from behind, that is action. But being so far away will only get you so much. And Stalwart Esport, they lose all of the players but action in the first fight itself. So DRS, great job done because they'll also be able to get all the necessary revivals. And Stalwart will have to play with that insurance policy of action remaining for the position points. Very good fight, very good attempt, and this will help the players of Team DRS in the longer run. Three early frags, good setup for the game.
Exactly, and it seems like more are coming their way because right now, King of Spades is going right in front of action. They're
Yeah,
trying to
there's
move in
another
from the
knock.
same area, and yeah, there they go. So they've completed their four. They needed that much at least from the first fight. Without a single player loss, it's good for DRS. This is the kind of start I wanted from the team with the kind of hype they carry with their name. So I'm excited to see what comes next for DRS.
a player of King of Spades Fall, so they will also not be in a good situation. Meanwhile, IHC, they also have been able to get another frag onto Mabetex. This is just starting insult to injury. Now, ASL, Sleepy, he gets a good knockout to Sanchit, but I think it's so far away. It was a mini 14 knock. That's why the revival is not going to maybe be approached. Meanwhile, Mabetex, the players are slowly and steadily try to peek around the corner. And HPDC, the shots did not land.
Well, they were able to bring Leo down to very little HP, but then they still had a little bit left in map text for them to go ahead and revive themselves. In the meanwhile, SKYLIGHTZ wiping their hands clean onto JMEX, able to get a frag up there, and the second person is knocked as well. JMEX won't have much footing into this match, considering one, they never get frags, two, they've already lost players.
Yeah, meanwhile, DRS's rules OG, he has been able to blast that vehicle off, and NBeSports, they've lost a few players. This won't look good at all for NBeSports. I mean, JMEX either they're not in the most comfortable spot considering nobody is yet to get a revival, and I see both remaining players together. So they just will go for the survival and make sure that they just are in a good position.
Exactly. As of now, I did see JMEX trying to follow up on NB Esports slightly, but I think this is not going to be a fight that they can actually bring to a reward. If the follow up had to happen, it had to happen quickly. It had to happen instantly so that they could, use the advantage of having the player caught on little HP. But now, a NB Esports player is going to be able to re-heal completely. And even though we're seeing players being lost, no team has been eliminated just yet, and that's something that the teams are going to be surviving on. There's just a little bit of hope that somehow HVDC, Mabetex, Stalwart Esports, and Esports be able to acquire some placement points, even though it looks very hard. And see, there it is, the evidence of that.
Oh, NB Sports, that early elimination. I mean, this was a team in week number 1 who was competing for the first spot between 4MV and Stalwart. And this time around, in the next few weeks, they've just been brought down to their knees. Don't know for how long can they sustain now. That's the biggest question. Seal, on the other hand, they're happy. I mean, they got one frag, no problem whatsoever. We'll also try to get that loot, get the utility reset that they are looking for, and just maybe survive for a little bit more longer. The zone is already closed in. La Bendita, and that's a complete open field. I mean, I do not even see ridges around that area. So this will make the game a lot more interesting.
Things are sure to get interesting from here, Fritz, but now that the circle has gone all the way north, it's going to be slightly difficult for Venom DE to find their spot, considering Seal is already sealing that area of entry, and Leo is falling short behind. However, I8WO is going to be taking care of Leo Esports. They have their crosshairs set exactly right, and Yedauta is going to be in trouble. But that monster truck is going to do its job, right? The terrain is not going to be any problem at all whatsoever.
It's a tank. That's what the monster
Map.
truck is. It's a tank.
Yep.
I mean, just takes a lot of damage. Easily is able to run around this terrain of Miramar. So basically, if you find that vehicle, the rotation becomes a lot more easier. Now, on the other hand, we have Mabetex finally answering back. They have been able to take down one of the players of Team DE Venom. You know, a little pixel out of place for Nima. Gets shot upon. The presence has been given away by the players of Team IAWO, literally from the other side of the map. But yeah, they're also saying we are also here to play. We also want to have some frags.
Well, we'll soon figure out if these tracks are going to be rolling in the fashion that they wanted to. But yeah, if any loss is taken, the team is going to be in trouble. We've already seen that happen to NB Esports. We can see that happen to JMEX. I mean, they're still trying to find a footing inside the ground, but I don't think that it's going to be a long lasting challenge that they can face off against. So it's definitely not the best situation for them. And I mean, sure, go ahead, try to make the best of it.
But yeah,
IHC
meanwhile,
though, yeah.
BITX CMF in this battle with IHC, they've already taken down Godless and they are looking for more. Now, IHC as a team, they started off pretty good. But how do they answer back? The revival has to be attempted or it wouldn't be even allowed. BITX CMF, they are looking for blood over here.
They sure are. But when it comes to predictions, this time around, I am gonna stick with SKYLIGHTZ Gaming.
Ooh, okay. That's a good prediction too. I mean, they do not have a lot of ice in front of them. If you ask me, I really think that this time around we might see a chicken coming in for ASL. Let's put my money on them. I know that they're never able to close out the games, but I do hope today is a different day. Meanwhile,
That's a
on
bold
our
move.
screens, IHC Alex just fell down to his knock. So IHC, even though they had that advantage, oh never mind. I for a second thought that the advantage could be converted into a different situation, but these days are raining hellfire onto the players of Team PITX CMF. Last remaining player Dante tosses a molly. Will it connect? I don't think so. It connected, but IHC will make sure that this 3v2 situation still remains in their favor.
IHC does have control onto this particular situation, but going forward into the game, the kind of footing we were expecting from them is not gonna be possible because BIT has been able to take down one of their players, and IHC does the best when all four are alive. Being surviving with only three is gonna be tough. Plus, look at HVDC. They're just two players, but they are filled with aggression. They want to choose violence today and make sure that they're able to frag out any players of IHC that are spotted. Will they be able to do that though? Is the question. Zeol is already down to the knees. It's a 2v2 now, and in that 2, it seems like the HP advantage will be with HVDC, but the height advantage on IHC is gonna be working just fine. Alex finds the player on the better spot. With Rogue eliminated, it's definitely not looking like a participating fight for Aero.
One by one, the players of team A, ISL Fall as the elimination. Why did I even choose the team? I still doubt my prediction. It's all fine. It's all good. Meanwhile, Demo, look at him. He is supposed to charge on the last remaining player of HVDC. Arrow around the corner, gets jumped out on by two different players, and ISC deal with yet another battle. ISC clean up yet another team. Meanwhile, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming have cleared up the players of team JMEX and are looking real strong now. The other team that they'll have to deal with will be the players of team Roy Esport. But then considering the position Raw have, they are in a very susceptible position to some good nades. So if some nades land of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming onto the Raw Esports player, they are also done for.
Exactly. I was thinking of Roy Esports, while going for the prediction, but then I was like, I can expect consistency. I cannot expect this victory just yet from Roy Esports. And that's what made me go for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. The position on Raw looked good enough at that point of time, but now you see the tables are turning and Raw might still be struggling to find their ground. However, half their team is busy with with King of Spades, and the rest is being dealt on by SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. However, wait a second. SKYLIGHTZ chooses a different path. They want to take care of DRS first.
So that's a battle you would like to avoid this early on. Because even though if you're able to get those knocks out to DRS, the revivals will still be comfortably achieved. Because they're so very far away from you. The confirmations will be a little bit of a tough job. But if Delta throws a molly onto himself, then it's a completely different case. Then for sure you go for the frag. What is happening right now for DRS? I cannot understand. And I do see no fear in this position. ExoX testing his luck. Tagged up a little bit, but the knock yet not there.
I think Roy Esports' position is slightly something that SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is unaware of. Nima is charging right into the face of the fight, worked out as a lure, found out the positions, and now the knock is it. It seems like the team will charge in right after the knock to follow through for the fight. The nades come in. Roy puts Sky very hard to make him survive. The smokes, though, will be providing a delusion which will make SKYLIGHTZ Gaming wonder where the players are. Now, this situation could have been tougher, but with another nade landing right, they just made it easier. A knock has come onto SKYLIGHTZ Gaming player as well, but he's going to be very close in reach to actually go ahead and put the revival on. So Roy is the one on the most, disadvantageous position in this fight, and their weapons also do not look like the best. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love UMPs, but right now the team you're fighting, they got the better ones.
Let's see SKYLIGHTZ Gaming right now. Nima, he's around the corner. And the good thing is the revivals have all been done. The reset has all been achieved. And once again, this is going to be a battle. But the problem over here is Raw are inside the zone. So SKYLIGHTZ really need to take them down or find a different way to rotate. In the meanwhile, DRS get eliminated, so the 49% of the viewers can basically hope for SKYLIGHTZ to win this game out. But right now, Nova and Liquid from Leo, the two remaining players, are hoping to get as many points as possible. Jiggle from Roy has already been spotted down. That's a really good nade, but just bounces off the corner. But the angle the Mafia Ninja was able to make helps him get that knock. Malik is trying to retaliate back with a higher ground advantage and the dip that they are in. Runovers are bound to happen. One of them does, and it's all down to Praveen. Just before being eliminated, he's able to confirm that frag onto Mr. Boro, but really doesn't even matter because SKYLIGHTZ Gaming already have 9 frags to their name.
They do, they sure do. But here's the thing, losing Mr. Boro means having a lighter foot into the final fight. However, the only team surviving with all force is gonna be Seal. We have seen Seal come up with great games sometimes, but not as usually. And look at that, that number has been brought down as well. So it seems like it's gonna be 3, the max number of players in a team going forward. So SKYLIGHTZ Gaming can have a sigh of relief right now. Even though IHC does look strong, they do give bombastic performances in their entry matches, and it is something that they're trying to stick with. But I think if it comes to IHC versus SKYLIGHTZ with No Fear alive, they'll have the better option.
So basically you're saying it all depends on No Fear, huh? If he's able
I'm
to take
saying
all
it
the
heavily
guys
depends on No Fear. Not all, but heavily.
entirely. Nah, I'll go with it entirely, but it's fine. IHC though this time around, they are trying to rotate in from the right hand side and they do not have vehicles to do so, so it's not going to be an easy rotation at all. Meanwhile,
Oh,
Leo,
no.
they are the ones who are taking down the players of Team SKYLIGHTZ. I believe it's a long range knock, so the revival will be possible overall. But then again, you will have to be careful about that particular location. King of Spades though taking some shots onto the players of Team Seal. And Seal is not in a good spot. I mean, they are in the open from 2 different directions. Although there are ridges over here, which will help them survive for now. But then what happens when IHC come in from behind? That's my biggest question over here for the players of Team Seal Esports. And let's see what the answer is for them.
See, currently it seems like Leo and King of Spades are going to be 2 teams that focus on SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, and it's fine. They are going to be able to deal with this. But if IAC takes care of a couple of players from the side of Seal, or maybe even wipes the team clean, that's going to be a great position for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, because Seal having the numbers advantage is something that SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is going to have to worry about. But if that is taken care of, SKYLIGHTZ will have an easy entry towards the final circle. And look at that. Flag stealers.
Lucky knock.
Yep.
Lucky knock through the smoke is what they had. And Leo is still going on, but this time it's a knock onto Soulless. Now bear in mind, Soulless has got knocked multiple times, so the time for revival will keep on decreasing if you're Soulless. Plus the ammo problem has also started to happen with the players of Team Seal. The 5.56 ammo seems to be in scarcity for most of these players. Now, yes, the knocks are there for King of Spades. How do you confirm? I think the smoke just faded away and Scooby is able to make the most out of the situation. Although, back at the problem, the 5.56, I do not see any more ammo left in reserve for Scooby. So he will have to take some drop from his teammates or rely on the S12K for the entire game.
Exactly, and that's not going to be super easy because you have times when the timing has to be so on point that you can only switch the weapon instead of reload. So it does seem like, Steel is going to be slightly in trouble considering the ammo issue that they are facing right now. IHC, however, still trying to find any frags that they can get their hands on. In the meanwhile,
Big
they do
whiff.
lose a player. Alex getting taken down puts Zeol alone in charge of trying to take care of this situation because as of now, one player is gonna have to be busy trying to get Alex back on feet. But well, he's taken down. He's taken down. No coming back on the feet. It's just Zeol and Demon.
Yeah, I see that the player that got knocked out, he whiffed his spin. That's what happened over
did,
there,
yeah.
and you will be just punished for that. Meanwhile, Leo, poor guys, poor souls, they just get run over, and Liquid has already been spotted down. So 2 easy frags for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming to achieve in this particular battle. But then now you will be netted out by different teams too. Seal Esports, the one you're taking this fight with. Better be careful because these multiple directional fights never go well. IHC is also taken down by Soulless. Good shots thrown in. And meanwhile, his team will help to get. Okay, no, I thought his team will help. It's No Fear who takes down Demo and helps the opponent team to secure another frag to their name. Now, Kirito has already spotted down the players of team SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, but ammo, where's the ammo? How much ammo does Scooby have in his M4? I don't think so enough.
Yep, it definitely looks like this is gonna be a hard fight. Throwables is what they can depend on, but then throwables are also not in abundance, like three or two. That's not good enough. Even though SKYLIGHTZ is currently in a very contracted area, two of the
Needable
players are
range.
literally surviving in one specific compound and in nadable range. But the knock will come in from the opposite side because no fear survives, and well then, if no fear does, then fearless doesn't.
Yeah, King of Spades also going for the third party knock. So it's all down to Kirito from this angle to maybe try and get that revival. Whereas King of Spades, they are also moving forward. They first of all want to secure that frag onto Scooby. And now Soulless is put in a tough spot. Needs to get this knock onto Faisal. The damage has been dealt, but the knock is yet not achieved. And Fearless, I believe, might get that revival soon. But then how do you proceed in the game? Because King of Spades will play a thorn in your side.
That's absolutely correct. King of Spades coming into the mix definitely makes things for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming and the kind of area control that SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is looking at right now. They have the center. They are trying to look for the southern area as well, mounting right onto players of Seal and making them confused on which fight to focus on first. Redsom will get taken down, but in the meanwhile, Faisal was able to revive himself back up. Even if he takes one complete frag, it makes it very easy for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming to go forward with the fight. Nima, though,
Oh,
slightly away
spotted.
from where Fearless is trying to point.
Yeah, he has been spotted down. Meanwhile, Sela like, yeah, we will just leave Faisal all alone and focus on the fight first at hand. Now, Skylight is one of the players that had already been taken down, so it is a 3v3 in this scenario. And the ninth zone will force all these battles. Faisal has already spotted. Why isn't he shooting? What? He could have taken down the player of Team Seal, but that's not the case. And now it's a 3v3 between SKYLIGHTZ and the players of Team Seal Esports.
Well, Seal Esports is definitely looking good as of now, but SKYLIGHTZ has higher ridge in most of these fights. That's gonna be good enough. Plus, they're running around with their vehicles. If you don't find the
Wow,
right
another
player,
run
oh,
over.
okay. That's another nail in the coffin. Now it's just two players surviving from Seal, both being spotted. One more down, and last one will get taken down as well. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming with that winner chicken dinner, losing Mr. Goro that quickly in the game and still being able to acquire the best spot for themselves. Another prediction correct.
Oh, good job done by Team SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, man. They get the chicken and bring up half a dozen predictions correct for Ahana. Great game played by the team, and the way they just used their vehicles was insane.
Make it clap.
Alright guys, back after a short little break. Me and Ahana are back with PMPL SA 2023. We just saw a game of Miramar, where SKYLIGHTZ Gaming performed in a very good fashion, even in terms of the number of frags that they had. In a very good fashion, and are able to get that chicken dinner.
Exactly, and they have overall acquired the first spot.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, in the weekly rankings, yes, but one bad game is all Stalwart need to reclaim the throne. So maybe the next upcoming games you might see Stalwart coming out on top.
Maybe. But even in overall standings, in overall league standings, soon enough, SKYLIGHTZ might
You would hope
actually
so.
topple things around.
Yeah, I mean they can, of course, because the lead has already been brought down. Considering Stalwart really had a horrendous game, eliminated with 0 points if I'm correct. So
Exactly.
that just has been a really difficult thing to do for this particular team. Now Skylights have made the most out of the situation. So that's definitely them being in a very good spot, and that race for MVP, I think it just should be closed. It should be given to No Fear. Again, this guy just gets into the game, gets 7 eliminations to his name.
Exactly. I mean, this dude is really ruling right now when it comes to, getting eliminations, and everyone else is so far behind that it's very hard to expect things to change around here. So I definitely feel like, yeah, you're correct. We should just end that race and put him on top. Overall, 7 eliminations, 1361 damage. That's a good damage to go with those
Mhm.
eliminations. Yeah, I mean, it's more than you require for 7 eliminations, and it's definitely helped his team out as well. But yeah, magic is what No Fear was able to bring to the game.
Well, good job done by the players of Team SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. And now I'd like to see how do they continue the game. No Fear getting 7 eliminations overall, 1361 damage is what they have. And yeah, that has been the match summary as it is. So we'll love to see how the game continues. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming have had that banger of a start. I would love to see them convert it into a good game as well.
Absolutely. 25 total points to begin with, and the team is
Mhm.
on number one right now, starting the week with a very strong statement. And that too in a position where the teams that can actually challenge them are very far below. If you take a look at IHC, 13 points to themselves, they're doing good in trying to get, stronger fake love swapped
Mhm.
around, and I think they already did in this particular match. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be much trouble for IHC to sustain on the 16th position until ASL tries to topple them, because ASL is the closest one right now.
Yeah, ASL. Okay. Well, we'll see about that. But yeah, this
Nice
game,
prediction though.
uh, right? I mean, what can I even say about ASL? For once, I put another, I'd say, hope in them, and they just crash me bad. So it's okay though. They got third party, so that's what I'll say. But yeah, that has been the first game of Miramar. Now the second map will be that of Sanhok, followed by an arena game. So we will be having two different arena games today, Hana. The first arena game
Yes.
will be played after the second map. Then we'll have a map of Miramar, followed by a game of Erangel. But then another arena, followed by the final map of Miramar for the day. So two arenas. Well, I think even before the overall grand finals, we will be ending out the TDM tournament. So that is the reason we are having two different arena games today.
Exactly, and it kind of even makes sense because some of the teams that are
Sort of.
sustaining good position in the TDM might not even make it to the grand finals. So having those teams come in just for one single match a
Hmm.
day is not going to be very fair to the players. So it's fine. We'll be done with TDM before the grand
Yep.
finals begin, and that means you will know the victors who get those $700 and the ones who sit on that $300 prize pool before we even walk into the bigger challenge.
Basically, everyone's trying to get some extra bucks for themselves before before the overall rankings are released. But oh, never mind. I thought Skylights will take one more game to topple over Stalwart Esports, but that's not the case. They have already done so. 386
Yup.
points, 2 point lead over Stalwart Esports. That's a great jump by Skylights Gaming.
Seven chickens. Seven chickens. By the end of first week, by the end of third week, I won't be surprised if Skylights has a double-digit chicken number.
All right, all right. I mean, that's definitely a bold prediction to do, but that's great. That's a great job done by the players of Team SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, and hopefully they're able to continue in the same pace. Now, this is the only Nepali team I'd say who has been able to bring down the Mongolian domination, and this is for the very first time, Ahana, in the league stages that I've seen this. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing for the entire region. They can definitely get get something done, or maybe learn from the players of Team SKYLIGHTZ Gaming to how to achieve that particular feat. But yeah, on the second page, we still have that contention going on. But IHC has already overtaken the opponents. So 210 points is what they have. And slowly and steadily, IHC are making their way out of the slump, out of the bottom charts.
Yes. They are, they sure are, and it seems like Stronger Fake Love is now gonna have to try really hard to get back
Yeah.
their position, because the way IHC has gained momentum in the third week, it seems like they definitely want to be a part of grand finals,
Yep.
even though it's a hard cup. they might be able to have their tea.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait and watch to see that particular thing. But yeah, STFL for sure. They'll be in a lot of trouble right now. But now moving on to game number 2, Erangel, right? Sanhok, right? So this is going to be a map of Sanhok, a map of snakes, I'd say. But then we haven't seen a lot of snakes, so I'm happy about that to
Yeah.
say the least. I'm just happy about seeing no snakes. Not that big of a snaking game being played by either of these teams. So, well, I would just love to have a normal game, a very nominal battle happening all around the map, and hey, let's see how these teams decide to play. I think after this we will have Group D sitting this one out. So 4MV will be back in contention, and well, it'll be important to see how the other teams play out. 4MV will be a first. This will be a first game for the day. So will they be able to show that perfect performance, or will they take their time to warm up? All these questions and more to be answered in the game.
Exactly. I mean, we're going to be seeing way too much happen inside this particular one because we know Sanhok is one of those matches in which a lot of new teams show up. And now that we've just started off week 3, anyone other than SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is going to be a new team for the week. But yeah, there's some that I'm expecting to see chickens from. It's been a while since we saw it. I mean, Bad Intentions hasn't had any, ASL hasn't had any. I'm still trying to look for one coming in again from the side of Seal because it's been a long time since we saw that. So yeah, there's a lot of new names that can actually, throw themselves into the mix and find something. Even T2K or King of Spades, it's been a long while since we saw these teams get themselves chickens. But yeah, this is where we are. And it's surprising, but even Mabetex is struggling right now.
Alright, here we go with this map of Sanhok. Now, do we need to talk about the plane path, guys? Okay, if you say so, we will have a look at the plane path as well. Because it really does not matter. It really does not. You can literally drop anywhere on this 4x4 little map. It is again a very central plane path, so it will not take a very long amount of time for you to drop into any of these places. So they will be dropping in super easily. There shouldn't be any sort of a problem. But if you look at any sort of drop clashes, I do not see any.
Yep. I don't feel like teams want to do that just yet, even on Sanhok. That's weird. But we do have 4MV, Stronger Fake Love playing this game, and these two teams had set out the other one. So now we'll see how much change they're able to bring into the overall play. Even I think DEADEYES guys wasn't there in the last one, and T2K either. So let's see. Let's see what changes they're able to bring into this mix.
Early drops have already been taken down, and now we see all these teams: HVDC, DRS. DRS is, I say, Delta and Aero might have a battle to themselves. But once again, early starting off the game, JMEX have already lost a player. They are fighting it out against the players of Team DE Venom, but finally Galzane answers right back and takes down Krita in the process.
Exactly. There's 2 players that he was able to pick out, and that's good enough because DE Venom now is on a player loss. And in the meanwhile, take a look at their sister team. DEADEYES guys surviving near 2 players of Leo because the other 2 decided to drop elsewhere. Let's see how this one goes because so far it seems deadly for the players of Leo.
The thing is, Leo, they have some nades to work with. And this early in the game, will Deadeye's guys suspect that these nades are in the hands of Team Leo or not? Now, that is the biggest question that I have right now. Yetauta, what gun does he have? I think it's the shotgun around the corner. And Leo have already decided to just leave the place away. They will be rotating out from here, which is a good decision to say the least, because you already have Deadeye's guys, 3 players inside this compound. You do not even know where the 4th guy is coming from, and he is coming from a very long distance away. He will have that vantage point over you. So it was definitely a good decision taken by the players of Team Leo to rotate away from here. And I mean, Yeta Uta is still sticking around, but he better escape, because if he does not, he will be put down in the grave. So yeah, Deadeye's guys, better be careful with the players of Team Leo, because you also just have information about these 2 different players. But Yeta Uta sticking around. Now let's see how much can he do. Slipknot has already fallen back. He has, I think so. Sussex sir has not spotted out this player, and the knock comes in. But then, as I was talking about Chifu sir's position, Chifu sir's angle, he will be able to trade out Yeta Uta. And
Yeah.
Leo will face a player loss this early in the game.
Leo is gonna be in a lot of trouble because now revival will come in for Sussex serve, but Yeta Uta won't have any coming to his way. This is gonna be a loss that Leo was not prepared for and shouldn't have faced just yet. I mean, this plan of actually dropping two players on a different island definitely was a risky one, and they are facing the consequences. Yetauta being one of the pioneers of Leo, one person who gets many frags to himself, getting taken down means the team is gonna have a harder time going forward.
Deadies guys though. Shifu sir once again. I mean just rotating away from here. Meanwhile, okay, so Ruiz is the area where this fight was going on. On some other part of the map, HVDC took that fight against the players of Team 4MV and they've been able to eliminate one of the players. So now the Dream Start 4MV were looking for either JMEX's Orange is the last remaining player. No medkits available. And the third party will come in from the players of Team Roy Esports to entirely take them down.
JMEX not in a good position. They get one single point to themselves. Like this team, we require tens and tens of points every single match for them, and they settle for zeros and ones. This is upsetting. This is upsetting for any fans of the team as well. In the meanwhile, those Raw Esports definitely looking good. HVDC looking good on this one. Deadies guys also having a frag to themselves. 4MV lost a player without any casualty dealt on the other side, and that's something that I mean now I've become used to. Of in the meanwhile, though, HVDC taking care of Mabetex. Wally, however, retaliates, and HVDC is in trouble.
Oh, HVDC, they definitely will have to maybe survive from here on. They should just fall back. This is a fight that they should not invest in. Yeah, they did have a great start by picking a player of 4MV till now, but then they have also lost a player, so it essentially has just equalized the numbers. Now Rogue is trying to toss a raid onto the players of Team Maptex. It wouldn't connect, but look at Aero's position. He has that sort of an off angle onto his opponents.
Well, that off angle can work out, but it will completely depend on whether the rest of the team is able to hold the fort in the meanwhile or not. Because this flank will require distraction, and that distraction has to be created by the rest of the team. But Baptix is not interested in the fight. They just want to take off. Now that has put Aero in a position of desperation. He tries to shoot, reveals his position, and now it's almost done for.
Yeah, HVDC now they are just pushing in onto the last remaining few players of Team Aptex. Kese is trying to toss a nail. Little does he know that Rogue is in this position. Although the good thing is Zero was present, so instantaneous trade has already happened, and the weapon switch is also impeccable. He switches to that M4, takes another player down, and HVDC down in the drain right now. Sancheer is the only one standing. Wally is cooking a nade, and if it gets connected, the defeat points will automatically increase to 5, and Maptex will all have they just will all have the entire squad of Team HVDC down in the ground.
Well, HVDC about to lose one more player. Sanjay will be the last nail in the coffin, and the team will have to take off from here. Sanjay takes down a nade, and well, with that nade takes himself and alongside puts a knock onto HVDC as onto Mapex as well. But now Mapex is under trouble as stronger fake love try to capitalize on their numbers because they want to switch around with a IHC one more time. They want to sustain their 16th position.
Oof. Maptex, they lost Leo in the process, so I mean, not the best possible fight for them again because losing a player is never good. But then at least you got 3 points early on, and in Erangel, the only I'd say confirmed points that you have are the elimination points. You cannot be confirmed about your position points at all, even if the zone is with you. But right now, look at what is a weird zone. Only I'd say 40% of the area is playable right now. How do these teams
Exactly.
survive?
It's gonna be super hard considering even in that 40% of area, there's hardly 10% that's on the other island. So even if you're on the other island, you are gonna have to go ahead and take the move onto the southern side. Painan is gonna be the island that you want to survive on. 4MV in a good position though. They are gonna be able to find themselves great spot inside the zone, but the rest of the teams are gonna struggle.
Well, let's see, man. The Venom, though, this fight with Leo Esport, Riley around the corner is able to just DBS down that guy. Now, in this area of ruins, you really can use these shotguns perfectly. Plus, the main ruin, I'd say, region. This also serves as a very good area to hold down from multiple different avenues to peek from. If the player closes in, you always have the nades available. You always have the shotguns around the corner, so it's not at all easy to invade that structure right there that has been created. So good hold by the players of Team D. Venom could really help them a lot. Meanwhile, 4MV they have also rotated in, so they usually drop at Painan, and their rotation came towards the southern island, and now are holding down a place. This compound is going to be their home for the next few minutes, I'd say, before the zone closes out. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
after that, how do they play ahead? That's my main question.
Absolutely, it's gonna be slightly difficult for the team, but in the meanwhile, take a look at T2K. How far they are. They always try to go for such late rotations onto circles that are all the way west, and they fail at trying to even find themselves a spot. Generally, march right into the center of the circle and just die off right there. I don't think this is something I favor or support at all for the side of T2K, considering they're not doing amazing. They're just doing okay so far. Mabetex, however, still surviving with three players, have three frags to the name. They are gonna be looking for a shelter spot inside the circle, and as of now, it seems like South is gonna be the way in.
All right. Well, let's see how these teams decide to rotate in the zone. I mean, especially T2K. Look at them so far away, still figuring out a route. I think they will probably take the Cam Charlie bridge and then try to rotate inside the zone, which I think would be a good thing to do. Shouldn't be a big problem overall. So yeah, easy rotations should come in. Maptex on the other hand, if you talk about them, they still have the higher ground near the shore of south of boot camp, or maybe we can say north of Painan. That's where they are located, and slowly and steadily they are also on foot try to get a better spot inside the zone.
Hmm. Let's see if this better spot will be any better for them or will even be in reach. Because as of now, DRS on that split is going to try to take some players off of seal. In the meanwhile, though, ASL still struggling to find a tiny little land area onto the map. And I mean, I get it. They don't want way too much land control because in the end, they're only gonna need enough to be buried in.
Ooh, Seal though, look at this Scooby, Kirito, Soulless, and Fearless. All four players still surviving and fortunately in the center of the zone. That's a really good position to be in. They hope to find any sort of spam frag that they can, and why not? When you have literally 420 ammo in your M4, you literally spam every bush you see. No problem whatsoever.
True.
4MV is also inside the zone. Rotating in from the eastern side, we have ISC also pushing in. And Deadeye's guys will be in a fight with the players of Team DE Venom. And again, as I said, this structure is too easy to defend. And we already see a knock onto Deadeye's guys. There's the second one by Domi. A good nade around the corner who will take down another player of Deadeye's guys.
Well, it does seem like Deadeye's guys are having a fun time here. The Venom, though, trying to fight but not finding the ground. Now, there are a lot of players knocked for the side of Deadeye's guys, but Precious Sir, as long as in the battle, might be able to take care of the ones that try to take the frags. No, did you really? Did you really? Oh goodness, that's sad. But well, if we talk about this particular match, I think DRS has a great holding.
Another safe prediction. DRS. You go with DRS. All right.
I mean,
I'll
the
stick
last
with
time they
Stalwart
did get
Esports.
eliminated very quickly.
I'll go with Stalwart Esports. I think this time around this is their game around the center of the zone. Yes, they are a little bit far away, but I think so. Yeah, Stalwart Esports is going to be a team I'll go with. 4MV, no, not so much, because I think one of the players has already been eliminated. Three-man squad is not going to be a team that I'll pick maybe. But yeah, Stalwart Esports is what I choose.
Okay, Stalwart Esports it is for you. We'll see if the producer or the audience are gonna be happy. But yeah, as of now, it does seem like DRS is gonna be surviving for a little longer. Ruins is the area where ASL find themselves. They do not have any fights coming their way as of now. But I mean, for how long can you avoid the fights when it's about surviving? Seal has a good
Let's
spot
see.
though. Yeah.
I mean, D Venom right now. Riley Khan. This guy is all alone over here, and Toby, the guy who did the most of the heavy lifting, has already been eliminated. But the good thing, if he wins that 1v1 against Deadeye's guys, they will just be able to, be just chilling around this compound. But the zone is where I have my eyes set on, and another zone. But this time around, the center of the zone is with 4MV, and that is the
Ooh,
only
see?
compound around them. So it is looking like a good spot, but then again, Stalwart have all four players. They are on the northern part of the map, and this time around, they'll be seeing a lot of action for themselves.
Well, it does seem like 4MB has a great spot inside the zone, but then again, there's multiple teams that do survive inside. And I feel like Mabetex, once they come in, 4MB will have a fight to their hands, which is gonna be a third party position for Seal as well. In the meanwhile, though, players from Raw Esports start taking damage, and it seems like players of DRS are gonna be finding themselves in a third party themselves because Raw Esports alongside King of Spades might be a fight to feast upon.
Yep, and Stalwart right now, we have 2 defeat points for them, but from behind, the players of Team ASL are also trying to rotate. So ASL will also, just hopefully get themselves inside the zone from maybe around the Painan area. That's what the long rotation is all about. But Stalwart is leaving the zone for some reason. I believe they've already spotted ASL and they want to increase their kill count. Meanwhile, King of Spades, one by one, are taking down the players of Team Raw Esports.
Roy Sports in trouble, and so is Stalwarts. Who would have thought ASL is gonna be the one eliminating players from Stalwarts? Now, your all four is definitely not sticking around because Nirzad gets taken down. But in the meanwhile, there's gonna be a sweep coming in from the side of Stronger Fake Love as well.
Wow, Stalwart through
Oh
the game.
goodness, you're sad.
Stalwart is through the game. For some reason, they wanted to take those fights against ASL, but they forgot that this is a third party map. This map is entirely based on that, and they just get taken down one by one. Seal will make the most out of that particular situation, and now Action is the only one surviving. That against a fight with ASL, yeah, that's not happening. Action better fall back, or maybe hope to fall back inside the zone and try to get some positioning points. That's about it. That's it. That is what he can do right now.
Well,
Not even that.
we'll figure who does the best in this particular spot. It seems like today you're being the cursing person because every team you try to take a name of just gets eliminated. And for once, imagine Stalwart, they were trying to fight off ASL. That's a team you should be able to capture, but then Seal gets a hand into the mix. This is not looking good. But well, in the meanwhile, DRS is able to find their way inside the circle. No problem there at all. King of Spades lose a couple of players in the process. That's going to be easier again. But now DRS will be in trouble. This new circle, this is hard to walk into from the position that DRS holds. They will first have to deal with a fight against Mabetex, then have to go for another one, and then have to go for a third against True Love from T2K because walking in from where they are right now will be facing off 4MB, and I don't think facing off 4MB right now is a good idea. Oh no, DRS get taken. No, wait a second. Roy Sports. It was literally just one person, Praveen. How?
You only got 1 defeat point. Do not worry because there's 4MV who did the
But
major
he
heavy lifting.
initiated it, yeah.
So that's a little bit of a help. But Anna, who says true love? It's Turu love. Turu love.
Turu Love.
Turu love. That's
Turu Love.
that's how it sounds good. But right now
Okay.
nothing sounds good for T2K because I think XMP has also been taken down. And one by one, T2K is losing players. ASL though also fall down, also get completely eliminated. And it's okay, Anna. I mean, the prediction that we are making, I think at least it's not my day. And you also got lucky in the first prediction. But that's about it. We are not getting any more correct predictions today. That's what I think.
No issues, buddy. We'll find something going forward. I mean, I'm already ruling on the prediction chart. I don't mind what happens next. But yeah,
Okay.
somewhere I get to win. Let me have it. But
Sure, sure.
yeah,
No problem.
thanks. Yeah, so we have 7 teams surviving still, and right now, out of them, it seems like T2K, KS, and Raw are all on the verge of extinction, and that just puts it all onto IHC. And for IHC is doing good, but yeah, now it seems like our producer's call was good. For him, we could have this.
Okay. 4MV, they are looking in a strong position, but then again, I still will favor Seal or IHC over 4MV considering the number of players that they have. The numbers really matter a lot. Higher the number, better it is. IHC
But
though this time around,
circle.
on the edge of the zone, so shouldn't be a problem. Let's have a look where 4MV is. Are they inside
4MV
the
still
zone?
has a compound inside the
They
circle.
have the zone. Oh, okay, that's great. STFL though from up top could really play a little bit of a spoil sport, I believe. They also have 3 players surviving, but the other teams, KS, Raw, T2K, they at this point are looking just to damage their opponents. T2K, if they get eliminated right now, what they get is 1 point because they do not have any sort of elimination points. Meanwhile, Soulless has been able to take down one of the players of Team IHC. T2K Love takes down Joel in the process too, and suddenly the number advantage that I was talking about just gets snatched away from IHC.
IHC all the way from 4 to 2. Now a battle that they were trying to seize defeat points in becomes harder for them to go through with, but still they have 2 more points than Stronger Fake Love, and Stronger Fake Love, the only goal right now is to have more points than IHC. Let's see if they're gonna have enough to actually topple IHC, because right now IHC has been able to make it into top 16. But wait a second. King of Spades, Raw Esports, both will get eliminated, and now we are left with top 5 teams. Seal has dropped a player as well, so now 4MV looks like a good enough contestant into the fight.
Yeah, demo is being uh, just thrown a lot of utility at, and Fearless is there, even though he got completely taken down, but the nade will do the job. Although Kirito from far above, or should I say far down, has been taken down by the players of Team 4MV. The revival is being attempted, and thank God that they are barely inside the zone, so they wouldn't be pushed forward. But now what do you do? From the left hand side, if you try to rotate, you have the player of IHC down in the compound. In front, there's an open road, there's an open area which you'll have to figure out how to deal with. All these things are not looking good. And 4MB to win the chicken, they only have to win this one single battle with the players of Team STFL.
And well, they're already looking like they're on the verge of it. They've dealt a lot of damage onto Senior Sir, and it seems like as of now, even though he will be able to revive himself, he will have another need coming his way. Now the team has literally left the compound, trying to walk right onto the players of STFL, and a good decision far so. It's looking very optimistic for the side of 4MB. However, Seal will be able to go ahead and revive Scooby, so that's another player that can come into action. But that's just 2 players overall, and look at that. They just turn the tables to themselves in no time at all. 4MB doing good so far.
Yeah, let's see though. Senor will not get that revival because Romu just blast the vehicle hoping to get that knockout to each, which never came. And Apex is the hit who will take down Wendy. 4MB, even though they lost that early player, I think they just might be able to get this chicken. In a 1v3 is going to be IHC Alex. And let's see what can he do right now. Needs to step up, maybe get one knock before being charged upon by 3 different angles. Now he shows his face. A nade is being cooked by Apex, and the HP damage has already been dealt. That's just the game. The nade will land irrespective of it. The guy falls off, and 4MB back with the bang.
Beautiful victory for 4MB, and the way they have been doing this, it's good enough to get them back into the play for the top 2 positions. With 20 points, 10 eliminations in total, they secure themselves the 3rd overall rank, which they were already on. They still continue there, but the damage looks good. Triple 1-0.
Make it clap.
Alright guys, back after a short little break. What a game of Sanhok. We will be having some statistics for you guys to see at. But one statistic, let me tell you, because you won't be able to see that. Stalwart Esports also knows how to throw a game. Just saying. They had the zone. For some reason, these guys were like, nah, we need to finish off ASL in a very little circle where there are more than 10 teams still surviving and hope to get not third part. Well, I do not know the thought process behind it, but hey, Stalwart just dug their own grave.
Overall game as well. So it definitely seems like it's gonna be a hard run for Stalwart if they keep doing something like this. But hopefully they won't repeat this mistake, because this is giving a lot of time for 4MV to cover up. Because look at the way the victory came into the laps of 4MV, and Stalwart got retired for nothing at all in this one. I mean, now the gap is closing in, you know.
And plus, SKYLIGHTZ were not even playing this game.
And they
I
still
don't
are
think
losing,
so.
yeah.
They still will be on top, yes, because Stalwart just got 3 points. So that's just unfortunate for Stalwart. I think so. This is not their day. Probably would like to forget it as soon as possible. But let's have a look at which player made the most impact. It sure has been Domi. I mean, even though Venom D, you wouldn't see them in top 2, top 3, but this team was able to get so many frags in the structure of Ruins that they definitely made a name for them in the game.
They did. Domi with 6 eliminations, 715 damage, doing good. He had lesser healing than usual and no assists at all, so that's somewhere the chart is like kind of toppling around. But yeah, this is a weird shape. I've generally not seen this shape on the chart, but yeah. Oh, he's trying to come back into the game of most frags, but I think it's already done for, buddy. It's way far away gone. It's ruled by No Fear right now. It's gonna be a long time before someone can topple that.
Yeah, that's true. No Fear is just literally leading the chart. So, and this game we did not even play. Yeah, East is there. He is trying to close in the distance, but still, that is a big number. That is a big number to climb. But yes, 4MV, 10 elimination total points. Is going to be 20 with 10 eliminations. IHC following them with 13 points, and Venom D. Look at that, 0 placement points. But just because they had 10 eliminations, they are in top 3.
Beautifully done by Venom D. He sealed as well. Well, I mean, eliminations are not as many, but they did have positioning alongside, so they also sustain on double-digit points. But everyone else is still struggling to find their footing. Like Stalwart has literally just 3 points this game. They do got to make sure that they have an impactful second week as well for your prediction to go right. Otherwise, I think SKYLIGHTZ is doing good enough so far.
For sure, SKYLIGHTZ is definitely doing quite better as compared to any other team, and these have been the 2 maps. So, but here we go. Now we will have that game of arena battle going on, and then finally fixed. Miramar will be the map number 3, followed by another map of Erangel with another TDM arena battle. So 2 TDMs today. We will be closing off the day with a map of Miramar. But let's have a look at which teams are going to play today. So 2 TDMs. I think the second TDM would be the starting phase of round number 3, because round number 2 is about to end. This is going to be the final battle for Mabetex Esports and HVDC, and then we will see a very interesting game between Stalwart Esports and IHC Esports.
Yep, so far IHC has been looking in shape and Stalwart has not. So we'll see. We'll see how this one will go, because this TDM will be deciding on who goes into the semi-finals. Yep. And from semi-finals, you go right into the finals. Once you make it into the finals, you know you have some money in hand, but then it depends on whether you win or not. But yeah, soon we're gonna be diving right into the arena, and there we go.
There we go with the TDM battle. Now I see the players of Team Mabetex. From the right hand side, they are trying to get those early initial picks against HPDC. Nothing to be found till now. Desert cooking in 8, throwing a cool little desert towards his opponent's side, and I think Rogue will just take a little bit of damage. Oh, I thought he'd just get eliminated, but no, he just takes damage. Giro, on the other hand, is able to draw first blood, but then instantly gets traded by Ryu.
HVDC so far trying to equalize the numbers. Mabetex, however, being the ones to draw the first blood, do keep the lead to themselves and are able to surmount the numbers. Look at that. Almost all of the squad has been wiped clean.
There's
HVDC
also an
gonna
AWM
retake
in the
this.
picture.
Yeah.
So would love to see that AWM coming in. Meanwhile, Desert has been able to take down another frag onto Aero. Zero. Around the corner, wanted to get that jump shot connected, is not the case. Mabetex, let's just not overcommit and lose your lead in that particular position. It's better to fall back rather than overcommitting, because already that 6-1 has been brought up to 6-3. So HVDC, they are trying to mount a little bit of a comeback.
Exactly, and you could never count the team out because the way HVDC is playing so far, they seem to be aggressive, they seem to be surmounting the tables. But then again, the classics do not reflect the TDM performance. We've seen that yesterday itself in such a big upset that King of Spades was able to create against 4MB. So let's see how this one turns around, because so far it seems like HVDC is in trouble.
For sure, HVDC, I mean, they've brought down the lead to a controllable number, but then again, completely taking it away is going to be the task over here at hand. Now, Leo, I saw from Mabetex was very low, but he still survives around the corner. Now, Rogue is trying to take him down and finally does. Thank God. The follow-up is not there from any of these players of Team Mabetex. Zero tried to push in. The raid should be good enough to take him down. I think he also fell down to the nade itself, HVDC Rogue. But it's okay because the trades are essentially there. But Mabetex still find them at that advantage.
Well, Mabetex definitely is looking good right now. They have 2 points in advance for themselves, the lead that they can keep on surmounting over. But I just thought of something. In a match like this, if you were to nade yourself, that wouldn't count as a frag, right?
No, it wouldn't. You can just basically frag yourself to get that reset. That's
so,
what a lot of players do.
Yeah, so wouldn't it be an optimal idea to just go ahead, have like an early lead, and then keep nading yourself so nobody can get your frag points, and then just end the game with that? Because you're in lead, so you're gonna win.
That's why you're silver, Anna. That's exactly why you're silver. Because it does not work any time. The nade has to be literally perfect for you to get that frag. And it's not that easy as you think it is. But it's okay. I get it.
It's hard to nade yourself as well.
It's not hard to nade yourself. It's hard to nade yourself in a way that you also eliminate your opponent.
No, you're not trying to eliminate the opponent. That's the thing.
That was the point.
You're just nading yourself so that they don't have anyone to kill, and when they have nobody to kill, they cannot get any points. If you're in lead for even 2 points, just keep nading yourself.
Now, that's not how the game works. So you have a little bit of an immunity period in front of you, and once your opponent realizes you're using such a dumb strategy, they'll just come into your spawn and kill you off. After that, immunity period finishes off, because you need 8 seconds for the nade to blast off, right? So they'll just come into your spawn. I'm telling you now, Hannah, that's why you're silver. It's okay, it's fine. It's fine to have such wild ideas and try to get the most out of it. But it's okay. For now, though, the teams are still fighting it out amongst themselves. But 21-20, Mabetex still find themselves in the lead.
They do, and they're gonna continue with. But wait a second, did I just jinx that? Because HVDC now looks like they can actually seize this one.
All right, HVDC, they after a very long period of time can be seen in the lead, and Giro does not know that this corner exists, that this pixel angle exists, but Ryuk is also getting shot at, although still manages to get that frag. Mabetex, the early lead that they had has already been snatched away, and now HVDC, they're moving forward towards their victory. 29-27, they sent Mabetex back twice and are looking to do it the third time around.
And I think that's gonna be possible too, because Mabetex right now does not hold any footing. Oh goodness, 3 eliminations single-handedly. Now it's just one player of Mabetex that is able to trade anything. There's a 10-point difference between the two teams. It's gonna be hard for Mabetex to fight this.
Ooh, HVDC though. Let's see how do they close it. Now Rogue, he is around the corner. Great help for his teammate, making sure he does not get traded out. That's a really good way to go about. Now the nades are being thrown in. Rogue wants to get that full frag. Now Leo Needed upon would matter a lot. HVDC, look at the advantage, 37. They are running, literally running over the players of Team Mabetex Esports like a truck on the road. That's
12-point
they just
difference. We've
have, I
never
think,
seen
finished the
this.
game.
Exactly, there's a 12-point lead. I don't think we've ever seen this in TDM. The max was 10, and look at that. With 13 points in advance, we see Mabetex lose to HVDC.
Even after that early lead, I mean, Mabetex, what lead? What lead am I even talking about? Because I think it was non-existent. That just get completely shattered down, and HVDC, a dominant King of Spades, is not winning it out. They have no chance at all to fight against Team HVDC if they just play like that.
None at
They
all,
just
none at
pushed
all.
in, got all those frags, snatched away a victory with 13 points to spare. That's that's one of a kind. This has only been seen once by me in this entire tournament in one of these previous games, which HVDC was not a part of. But what did they just do? That's the most aggressive team I've seen.
Exactly, and so far the way HVDC has played this and the kind of team they played it against, it seems like HVDC might be the winner that we're looking at. I mean, I can already put my money on that HVDC is
Yeah.
going to be the winner of TDM. We just saw them play once, but it was impressive enough for us to go ahead and say that.
Well, now if I talk about the pattern that we were talking about earlier in week number 2, Ahana, is HVDC playing this map of Miramar because Group C is sitting out, and I still cannot remember the groups. But I do think
It's,
HVDC will
yeah,
play this map.
yep.
So according to that, the prediction could be HVDC winning this one out.
Yeah, the pattern you were talking about, and I recently saw that pattern actually come into action as well. So I mean, I'm gonna be all in with you on this one. If HVDC survives with all fours till the prediction time,
Okay.
I'm gonna let you predict them because you said it first. So yeah,
Ah.
I'm gonna let you go ahead with your prediction. But yeah, that's
I mean,
looking optimal, and I'll
I'll
take my
still
bow
try
on
to
that. You can
choose.
win
I'll
that.
still try to choose. I'm not predicting anything. But yes, I mean, I'd also like to ask what do I say? It? I ask our leaders
Producer,
to maybe
leaders,
no to maybe give producers a prediction as well, because I
yes.
mean, this guy gets one correct and is always in our ear. Bro, listen, you should have listened to me. But it's all fine and good. There should be a little chart also, with Ahana with fresh producer name. Let him also predict. He's also a part of the entire journey, right? So I
Yeah.
mean, he tries. It's okay. He just got one prediction correct in entire 45 different games, and he's bragging about it. It's okay, man. It's okay. You somehow were correct in the previous game about 4MV. Not every time though, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean it's slightly less often, but then it's also slightly less often that he intrudes as
Yeah.
much as he did today. He was just very adamant. Pick 4MB, you guys, pick 4MB, and we're like, okay, you keep 4MB, bro. I
Yeah,
mean, DRS looked good, but then
I know.
they fell down, and Stalwart did it to themselves on their own.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
I mean, I completely agree on this, and I'm generally in 4MB favor. I did not pick them today because they have been doing bad for a really long time, and Solid has been consistent. But yeah, Solid they wanted to sink your boat, man. They did not want you to compete with me in predictions because they were like, okay, this girl has one thing in life that's going right. Let's just keep it that way.
Well, all right. Let's see if our predictions in this map of Miramar are of any use or not. But talking about the plane path here really matters. So I'll let you know about that. But the plane path has started from Puerto Pariso and is going all the way up to Oasis. Now it is a good drop location. I'd say Oasis will be a good drop location, but you'll have to pair it with another small city, say Torre, Humuda, or La Cobriera. But then the other teams, do I see King of Spades over here? No. So the King of Spades is setting this one out. But the good thing is HDC is here, so we'll get to uh, check our illogical pattern over here. But yeah, the other team should easily drop in. Chumasera is going to be a little far away, but we all know how adamant 4MV is. They still will drop to the exact same location.
Yeah, they always do. They always do. It's just they love that spot. We're seeing D Venom as well. They're another adamant team. Hopefully, they will be also trying to go for their old little spot of Valle del Mar. But wait a second, I don't see them dropping it. They didn't drop yet? Okay. Wow.
Too far away to this time around, huh? Probably
Yeah.
figuring it out something new. That's what they can do right here. But yeah, it's all fine. It's all fine. But look at the play zone. It's not fine. It has gone all the way north. And for especially teams who are on the southern part, I'd say Seal being the only team who will be in a lot of trouble because Puerto Pariso, the rotation, it's not the distance that will harm them. It's the teams in between because you are not going to rotate all the way from I'd say Montenegro. You will take the shorter route, but you'll also have to take care that ASL, STFL, IAWS, UDC do not shoot at you while you're trying to get in. But when once you get in, you're not shot upon by the players of Team T2K or VITX CMF. So there's a lot of care that needs to be taken by the players of Team CD Sports, and let's see how do they go about that.
We'll figure out soon enough. Soon enough, we'll know exactly what's going to happen to these teams down south, all the way towards western region. Even 4MV this time chose to go with vehicles, and I mean, I agree they could have used vehicles, but then they dropped way too quickly because plane path was not that far away from Chumasera. They could have slightly glided more closer, but I guess the vehicle availability definitely changes the way you look at where you exactly want to drop and how you want to rotate. ASL, in the meanwhile, doing exactly what they do, dying off.
Yeah, well, perfectly explained. Huh? Just dying off. ASL, they really need to change their drop location, man. Just drop together as a squad of four as you're supposed to if the split is not working. Uh,
This might sound harsh, but to be very
mhm.
honest, Fritz, I do not even want to say that ASL needs to change anything about the way they play. I just think they should change the league they're choosing to play in because, come on, like, they could have experimented all they wanted
JMEX
so
is
far.
still JMEX is still down below them,
That's
and
true.
this is a
JMEX, they are like a complete disappointment for me. It's harsh, I know, but then give me a reason to not be harsh on you if you want me not to be. Like, it's
it's okay
sad.
though. I mean, it is. But ASL has given a few good performances. I mean, yes, they have thrown away chicken dinners, but then again, getting 10, 11 points, it's okay. That's what I can say. It's just okay to be in that sort of a situation. Let's see though. I mean, three players still survive. What can they do about it is going to be the biggest question over here. But D Venom, on the other hand, we do see the squad trying to loot around, no problem whatsoever. There is literally no one nearby, so they will have the best possible, or should I say, free loot entirely for themselves, and then maybe try to rotate inside the zone. So it's a good choice in terms of dropping location, and yeah, hopeful for this team as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can definitely hope something, at least out of ASL in bad intentions compared to the rest of the team. IHC already did their job. They're not even playing this one, so good enough. But Stronger Fake Love has an opportunity to seize back their position. So far, they look like they're in the shape to do that. But I mean, the kind of Stronger Fake Love we saw in week one, day one, that's the kind we need again for them to even make it into top 16. Otherwise, I think even ASL might make it and leave Stronger Fake Love behind. And that's a sad opportunity for Stronger Fake Love because if they don't make it in, you know what? Actually, the other teams are going to be happy because it's just easier to fight off against ASL so far. In grand finals,
Yeah.
it's going to be an easy frag point team.
Okay. Now let's see. I mean, how do they play the game right now? Stalwart Esports or San Martin as a city, they usually drop it. I believe San Martin does not give you the entire loot for an entire team, because of which I see Stalwart. Like, look at this. One of the players had two M16s. Now, Action has just a level one helmet. Also finds an M16 in the process. But what you're looking right now is for the Scarels and the M416s. So even the gear is not that good. Level one helmet, level two S. It's good to have level two bare minimum, and it'll be superb if you have level three gear. So that's what all of these players would be looking for. But then San Martin as a city does not offer you that good loot. Although still you can just eliminate your opponents and then try to find good loot from their crates. That's another job that can be done by the players of Team Stalwart Esports, and I think probably that's what they'll go for. Have already looted out, have the Dune buggies to rotate with, so they'll probably be focusing on the next spot that they want to have in the zone.
They definitely got to hunt for the spot, and soon enough, the circle is going to start marching right onto these players. and they gotta find themselves the exact position that they want to hold, because so far it seems like another game where the positioning, if you talk about, is best for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming.
NBeSports though, Cars right now is also trying to maybe spot a good area inside the zone, and is the scouter for his team, I believe, because he's the first one in front of literally everyone. Now DRS on the other hand, they're happy with the Hacienda del Petron main compound. Around that, I think Rules is also trying to loot. Around that, you'll also have the fourth player, probably somewhere south of this particular compound, trying to loot for himself, and then will regroup if the zone focuses on their position. But meanwhile, Gyante has already spotted down Deadeye's guys and is trying to take some shots onto the passing by vehicles.
Well, the vehicles. Okay. Okay. I mean, as of now, yeah, it does seem like vehicles are gonna be a concern, but this is a fight where the Deadeye's guys are gonna have some trouble against Gyante. As you mentioned, the vehicles are running around, but he's not taking his shots just yet. So he's gonna hold back onto that fight. But yeah, Hacienda del Patron is gonna stay the home for DRS. They're not gonna let any invaders in. They're not gonna entertain anyone. But if it is a point where Deadeye's guys choose to go ahead and take that fight, they're gonna have a hard time because of Gante. Gante is definitely getting in the way.
Now let's see. DRS, they just have a good vantage point, is all I'll say. They are also just waiting for the first circle to close in, and as soon as it does, we will have a little bit of fights happening, probably around the western southwestern part of the map. But that should be about it. Any other place, well, we'll have to see about that. ASL though over here, they are also sitting down, chilling around, maybe hoping to find any sort of rotational frags that they can. And the zone is already closed in, so would love to have a look at the zone. ASL seem to be inside it, but meanwhile NBeSports find themselves in a battle with the players of Team Stalwart, and that's not a fight you'd like to have alone. IC is able to win it out without any problems and bring Stalwart Esports number up to 1.
Stalwart Esports finally collecting the points that they need to actually sustain their position, because so far it looks like that lead, the team will have to make sure that they get themselves the best of all. Although the circle again shifts in the favor of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, look at the way the halo is built around this team. They're all the way up north. Nobody's gonna confuse them just yet, and all the teams down south are fighting themselves before SKYLIGHTZ Gaming even has to participate. But we know what Mafia does. This goes and takes fights. In the meanwhile, though, T2K will have one for themselves, and Turu Love, I say, will be able to get a flag point.
All right. T2K though, look at this. XMPL has already spotted out Sussex. The shots are being thrown in, but they do not connect. They just do not connect, and XMPL will also rotate away from this position. So T2K, they tried their level best, but they're not able to get that early frag. The zone has gone towards the western side of the map as predicted, and all these teams have already started their rotation. I think STFL also wanted to have this compound that Venom has right now, but Senior, seeing that there are a lot of players, a lot of vehicles around the compound, it's better to rotate, which was a good decision considering he was tagged up a little bit too. So better to fall back, better to play together with your team rather than going in for a fight all alone.
Completely agree to that. As of now, it does seem like Venom DE is going to be slightly in a run. They still have to make their way back inside the circle and have a lot of resistance here. Stronger FAKELOVE trying to pick them off. But the problem is, once the circle starts moving, FAKELOVE is going to be the team that's going to be farther from the circle. And then Venom DE might be able to go ahead and gatekeep them. Correctly, predicted from the side of Stronger FAKELOVE as well, and they're going to be going ahead to move their rotation point towards Cruz del Well and go up down towards north. BITX though going for a very long rotation all the way from northern area, and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming with their repositioned situation in a 2-2 split is going to be still holding a great position for themselves. Water treatment flooded by players of Leo, still giving them a shot to sustain, but the next circle is what I am very interested in.
That's true. Next circle is definitely going to be something to look out for, and it will be closing in the next 3 seconds. Meanwhile, ASL, they're fighting it out against the players of team DRS. That's a battle I would not like to see, because DRS is a team who is trying to consistently perform and get some good points on the board every game. And if they lose a player to ASL, that would definitely harm their momentum overall. But on the other hand, I think the revival has already been given. That was a fight around Hacienda del Petron itself. So the revival will be thrown in, and the other players around are also trying to slowly and steadily creep their way back inside.
That is true, and look at the way the circle has formed again. It's a very kind of centralized, still slightly towards southwest, and still supporting SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. I mean, the circle and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming have their own deal done today. They're just supporting each other through and through. If we take a look at the rest of the teams, though, the southern area is gonna be capitalized by the teams that fall in, and right now IAW still has to make their way back in. But if you ask me, I mean, I've already mentioned it a couple of times, so I'll just go ahead with SKYLIGHTZ Gaming again.
All right, Skyless Gaming is what you pick. Let me go with I really want to go 4MV. The recent performance has been giving me a little bit of a PTSD, but then I'll stick with them. I'll go with 4MV. They do not have any sort of a battle around them, so it should be easy zone
Weren't you
control.
gonna try your pattern with HVDC?
Nah, not so much. HVDC
Okay,
is in too much trouble. They have three
gotcha.
different teams around them. Super. I mean, even if they survive against every one of them, getting all four players into the game is not going to be that easy. So that's why I won't go with HVDC. Aero has already been spotted down, and a nade in his face could harm that particular number. But yeah, he just falls back. He just focuses on the survival, which is a good thing, by the way. So HVDC will be in a in a good position, and let's see how do they continue about that.
We'll soon find out. In the meanwhile, though, IAW trying to be a thorn in the way, while we do see T2K participate as well. And just for the audience to know, this time our
Mhm.
producer is trying to pinch in for STE. I mean, we don't have a graphic for that, but definitely we can keep it out there for the audience to know, which team is being predicted by him, because he's doing his fair share of research to try and keep coaxing us to pick a particular team.
Also, he's 10 minutes ahead of us, so he has an unfair advantage, I'd say. But it's okay. We'll give it to him.
True that.
We'll give it to him. But yeah, Scooby right now, he has been able to take down one of the players of Team DE Venom this time around. Now a follow-up nade quite in the open, but he's able to deal damage onto Rambo. This push could really be difficult because there's a player from behind Dobby who can provide some sort of a cover fire, and he has. I think there's a third party as well in this battle. Riley falls to Scooby's DBS, but then Kirito and Solis have already fallen back behind, and Scooby is also getting third partied by HVDC.
Oh, this is sad. The Venom is also about to lose their life. The last player surviving, trying to use boosters. It does not seem like they're gonna have much standing into the ground. And as of now, Seal getting eliminated completely, I believe so. Because I mean, Fearless does survive, but HVDC is not gonna let that stay the same for a while.
Yeah, HVDC though, look at this. Does Rogue know that Fearless is in this compound? I think the jump spot has already given him information, and Sachin comes in from behind, supports the player, and HVDC will be able to eliminate the entire squad of Team CD Sports. They got those 2 overall points for them, and now are looking in a really good spot. Tops, on the other hand, has been able to take down a player of Team Bad Intentions like CMF. It's also good for the players of Team Stalwart Esports, because it's high time they start getting some frags to their name as well.
Well, absolutely. We do gotta see a lot of teams go ahead and start capturing those flags, and specifically Stalwart Esports if they want to sustain their second position. 4MV so far though has a lesser point than Stalwart Esports and equal numbers of players alive, so they are gonna be able to close some things in. But if you predicted 4MV and your predictions generally are really good, and if that turns out to be the case, Stalwart might be in trouble overall. So I gotta see how this turns out. So far, even though I do love the positioning on Solid, they have one single compound and it is inside the circle. It's big enough for them to not get naded completely. So it's looking good, and IC is staying on the front foot for the team. But in the meanwhile, wait a
Wow.
second. D Venom, before they leave, they take down a player from HVDC, but the revival will happen.
Poor guy fell to the zone because the shotgun shells did connect. So even though he gets that knock, he did not have enough time to confirm that any way or the other. Now BIT is also getting third party from Team Leo, and Jax is being naded upon 3 different nades to take the guy down, I believe. The third one will not connect, but one of his nade connects onto Slipknot. So the revival will be thrown in by Leo. But yes, the positioning for BIT is not good enough. 90 degree and Jax are too isolated from each other. I believe Jax does not even have that first aid to work with. So yeah, that nade from Nova will take him down. And 90 degree, I believe, will be the only guy surviving for the squad of Team BITX CMF.
Well, with one single player, I don't think much can be done for 90 degree. And it just puts Leo in a position of actually being able to accumulate one more frag point to themselves. In the meanwhile, though, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming walking in from water treatment, we are also seeing Leo coming in close proximity, and somehow it seems like 4MV is also approaching them. So our two teams are definitely going to battle it off soon enough. But if you talk about the place of most action, I think it's gonna be this particular fight between Stalwart Esports and HVDs and a third party opportunity for T2K. However, I don't completely believe they're gonna have the best of it, but they do get one frag.
Yeah, Aero has been already taken away, and HVDC they'll be constructed to this one small little compound where Rogue was trying to help in. But Top said, hey bro, shut up. I'll just pick you off and just completely eliminate you off the server. The final player inside the smoke, spam through, Tops gets another, and Stalwart successfully defend their compound.
A great compound to be in, a great place to hold again inside the circle, and making the two teams that we predicted struggle. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming 4MV both have to walk into the circle, and that too soon enough, because this is again going to be one of those damaging parts where you cannot really do much. I mean, walking into the circle is going to be very essential for these teams, as the next coming circle is going to do a lot of damage, and the moment you lose a player, you're done for.
I believe the producer has used his advantage properly this time around. So Stalwart Esports is inside the zone. IC is playing a little bit away from the team, but that's how usually Stalwart play. So well, let's see Stalwart how do they use most out
Oh,
of this
SKYLIGHTZ.
particular area that they have. Meanwhile, NBeSports on the other hand are picking apart the players of Team SKYLIGHTZ Gaming one by one.
That's true. NBeSports, however, do not be in in the safest position themselves. They're able to knock out a lot. Now this situation just gets worse and worse. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming does not have a footing anymore. Mafia Ninja, being the only one surviving, will not have much to give to this game. He has come in trying to take down these two players, but you know how dangerous Uzi is in this range. You know how dangerous UMP is in closer range. I mean, you cannot go ahead and initiate that fight, Mafia Ninja. Wait a second, he did and he won?
Only one player though.
What?
It's still a 1v2 with Mafia Ninja, and these days will soften him up and then the push will come in. So should be easy cleanup, yeah. That's just easy cleanup. The only problem, NB Sports a couple of players. So
I
they just lost a
surrender.
couple of players in the process and they will be in a tough situation overall. Meanwhile, Leo and DEADEYES guys are fighting it amongst themselves. Shifu sir gets that knock, but the counter knocks are happening. Leo also lost 3. It's all down to Slipknot. 1v1, I believe, with the Precious sir in the process. But DEADEYES guys have already lost every one of their players. The DBS around the corner does damage. Slipknot brought down to very little HP. The push with the M4. The DBS though goes boop boop. And Slipknot survives, and not only he survives, he will be able to bring back all of their players into the game.
Well, Leo with 8 elimination points and a great position for themselves, with all 4 players alive in an undisturbed, undisputed area. They're gonna be having fun. 4MV though, getting into a fight and winning the ones that are in hand. Dog gets knocked down, but it's still not the worst situation. Oh no, now it is.
For some reason, 4MB do not understand the gravity of the situation, and I think Baron was just running in the buggy, hoping to not get caught out. And ASL come in with a third party once again. This team from far away has been dishing out so much damage out of 4MB from the previous few games. It's just funny. It's just funny to see ASL, just beat the number 1 team that we have right now. Return fire has been thrown in from Gyalzain, who has been able to get that dog onto Assassin, so he might buy some time maybe for the revival. Okay, never mind. That's another team, NBeSports, who want to have a piece of the pie. So they will also make sure they get a few frags to their name.
It's funny how you chose ASL for the first game, and after that, they were like, why did you put us in that limelight? Every time, every team you pick, ASL puts them apart. They started with Stalwart in the last game, and this time they're doing it to 4MV. Your predictions are in danger as long as ASL is playing. But yeah, as of now, the circle fully supporting Stalwart, man. It's very hard for other teams to even make it in. Even though it is on Hacienda del Patron, it is the land of DRS, we might see an upset coming in.
Yeah, because I think both these teams know this area super well. San Martin, Hacienda del Petro, they basically are neighboring cities. So the teams dropping over here know every nook and cranny, know every race to play around. And that is something you'll take advantage of. Meanwhile, IAW's Octopus has been taken down. He was trying to rotate in, but spotted down by the players of Team T2K. But T2K, they get another dog onto domain. They themselves have to move inside the zone, but because two of the players are already in and they've got safe spot inside the zone, this is a sort of a little bit of a risk that can be taken down by the players of Team T2K. One by one, they are eliminating players. One by one, they are trying to get those frag points to their name. I believe Octopus is not going to be a part of the game for a very long period of time, though. Around the corner over here, 4MV Apex falls. And because he was so far away from the last remaining player, the revival is also not going to be a thing that they can hope for. And one by one, 4MV will bite the dust.
4MV got a good game. The last game, 20 points in total, but now they're literally on one single point and not even in a position to actually get, placement points. In the meanwhile, though, Stalwart Esports starts losing grip and a player has been taken down. Now it's only 3 surviving. However, it's not going to be that difficult because DRS and T2K are the only 2 teams with all 4s.
JMEX, so look at that. They are still going on. They are still getting those frags to their name, and that's a good thing. T2K love though. As soon as I say about that, he just takes down the player of Team Leo Esports. And this is for a single. I mean, for the very first time, I do see Leo with a good number of frags. 10 frags already. They have 2 of their players still surviving. Maybe the second player gets the revival, maybe not. That's all out of the players of Team Leo to figure out how to play the game now. T2K though, slowly and steadily moving inside the zone. They will have good chunk of it. But on the other side, Love, he is trying to spot anyone down that he can, but the shots are yet to be registered.
Leo gets eliminated completely with 10 elimination points and 1 for placement. 11 in total. 4MV somehow still surviving with that one single player. We do know that 4MV does have that ability to actually survive for long enough. It's East this time around. I put that, belief more into Apex generally. But I'm not very scared for 4MV to be very honest. But look at the circle. It's gonna be moving in like 2 seconds and it may or may not support 4MV. It doesn't. It supports DRS.
Yeah,
But it doesn't support Stalwart either.
That's the compound that they were eyeing for. But Stalwart really need to just walk 2 steps ahead. That's what they need to do. And with Akash being completely taken away, yes, maybe Stalwart have lost a player. But then again, the higher range that they have will definitely throw an advantage in their favor. Higher ground always works for you. Meanwhile, East is slowly and steadily crawling back towards the zone. I think DRS have already spotted down East. So it's just a matter of time before he gets taken down. And there we have it. 4MV eliminated at the 4th spot out of the game.
4th spot means you have 1 point for your elimination. And alongside that, 4 points for your placement. So it's about 5 points in total for 4MV. Stalwart Esports right now still with 3 players alive. Does have a footing in the game. But DRS and T2W look like the teams that could actually close this off. They have all 4s. And if Stalwart doesn't get the chicken, the lead will still be on a shrinking side. But then 4MV being able to squeeze another amazing game is something I'm not really, confident about.
Top 3 is what they've got. They've got good decent number of frags as well. So anyway, it's a good game. And SKYLIGHTZ not being able to, start off good. They got eliminated that early on. So they've essentially just squashed what bad they did in the very first map. So this time around, even the Stalwart, I don't say you need a chicken at all. Yes, if you want to get back on the first spot, you need to do the right thing. And it's so hard to get a chicken dinner that you being able to do so is with just 3 players, where the other teams have all 4 players surviving. Both the other teams have 4 players surviving. That's not
Yep,
going to be an easy job for the players of Stalwart Esports.
true that. And I think DRS will be able to take the fruit of this fight. They have been consistently trying real hard and, showing up as the champions they are. So it seems like DRS will have a great advantage point in this particular fight. They're also in compounds, they're also slightly at a higher ground than Stalwart.
Car
And
98.
well, the proof comes in.
Did I just see rules using car 98? Thank you, my boy. Thank you, my boy. Bro, I just love that weapon. Oh my god, thank you so much for using it. Just get the chicken now. Just get the chicken. Final frag with the car 90 would just make my dreams come true. But it's okay though if you do not do it. Meanwhile, Stalwart Esports this time around have the zone all to themselves. Now T2K, if they can maybe get inside the zone without taking a fight with the players of Team DRS, it could be good. But that's not looking like the case. Love has taken a lot of damage onto himself. Has been dropped away though. XMPL and Love, both of these players have traded out damage. And the vehicle blast with that nade though will make sure that T2K lose a few players. Tops even gets that knock onto Love. And one by one T2K fall and have been reduced to just 2 players surviving.
Now these two players will have to be super cautious to even make it into top 2 because it seems like they won't. No, they won't. Rig is the only one surviving and he'll also get taken down, marched upon. Even with that ghillie suit, he is not gonna be able to survive. Now it's just 2 teams in hand.
It's going to be DRS versus Stalwart Esport. Now let's see if DRS can close this game because they definitely have that huge advantage in terms of number. Rules is cooking in a 8, but he needs information to toss one out. And that is something Stalwart is not giving them right now. All the 3 players of Stalwart are sticking together as well. Now DRS, what do they do about this situation? This is going to be the final circle after 10 seconds. And essentially the center of the zone, whoever controls the center of the zone will have that advantage. Stalwarts also have a lot of smokes to work around. So that's again going to be another thing that will be working in the favor of Team Stalwart Esport. But a 3v4 gun battle is not the strong suit of Team DRS. Survival is. But now when you have that advantage, I'd love to see you perform. Ooh, let's see though. I mean, around the corner, we'll have to see how does Stalwart figure this one out. There is a nade in I think the hands of Team DRS as well. They are trying to just toss those nades out, trying to get those frags in their favor, but that's not the case. Time is burning out right now. I see with a nade towards rules, but does not connect. He is still trying to get anything that he can onto DRS, but nothing is connecting right now. Now, Stalwart Esports on the other hand, they have to run up the hill, which is not going to be easy. Nirzed spotted, shot upon, falls off. Rules' nade might just do the trick onto one of the Stalwart player, and DRS are looking forward towards the chicken dinner.
DRS sure is looking forward to the chicken dinner. It has been a while since DRS has been trying to do this, and right now it seems like Stalwart will be on the knees. This is getting close. DRS trying to march right onto the players of Stalwart. Tops gets shot upon. Now the damage has been dealt. He's still surviving somehow, but Rules is gonna be able to find him. That's gonna be an easier fight, but Icy gets taken down as well, and DRS will be able to seize this victory. It's neither you nor me nor the producer. It's gonna be the biggest chunk of the viewers that get to see this turn in their favor.
They tried. I mean, Stalwart Esports, they did try, but then again, the number disadvantage and the first knock not coming in your favor. That is something which helps the players of Team DRS to get this chicken. 9 elimination points with a total of 19 points. DRS gets that game.
Make it clap.
Alright guys, welcome back after a short little break. Me and Ahana are back at it again. Game number 3, done and dusted. The second map of Miramar, done and dusted. We still have one more bad Miramar map left, but it's okay. Bear with us guys, we also do not like that map. But now, we will be seeing the map of Erangel, for which I'm super excited because Erangel is my favorite map. And this is the first time in the entire day. First, probably the only time, or do we have another? I think we have one more Erangel after this. After the
We
arena
should,
game, we have
yes.
one more, or maybe not. Wait a second. 5 games, Anna. 5 games is what we have. 3 are already done. One
Oh yes,
one
only
Erangel
one
and
era.
then Miramar. Bro,
Wow,
come on. Correct me when
damn.
I'm wrong. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll give you
I
that,
was,
that
I
pass
was
over
also
here.
thinking we're gonna have a couple.
Yeah,
This is sad.
it's fine. It's fine. But yes, the previous map went really, really good. Miramar was a really fantastic game. And now we will be having some statistics, some numbers to show to you guys. So, first number, as you already guessed it, is going to be the MVP of the entire game. Should be a player from maybe Stalwart Esports or wait a second, Leo. No, it's Stalwart. Never
Stalwart.
mind. Tops is the one who gets 3 eliminations, 1420 overall damage done, and this is the one who's out on top.
Exactly. I mean, Tops has got a huge number of eliminations for himself. The damage is humongous.
Mm-hmm.
Humongous. 1420. That's good. But yeah, even with all that damage, having only 3 frags definitely must gotta hurt. And then being the team that came in second and not first also gotta add salt to the wound. But yeah, right now it does seem like Stalwart is very adamant at maintaining that position. They do not want to compromise it for 4MV because no matter how good one game is, you gotta show consistency, and that's what Stalwart is here to show to 4MV.
Yeah, well, Stalwart is definitely on a good level. Now, match standings is what I'd like to. I thought because Leo had 10 frags to their name, right? So there could be a player from Leo topping up the charts. I believe we will see in the overall, I'd say the players who had an impact in the game. We might see a player of Team Leo Esports making his way inside the chart because 10 frags, one of these guys has to get good number of frags, right? But yeah, let's have a look at the
Exactly.
match summary as well. Let's have a look at which of these players were able to make an impact. Healing, the worst possible thing to see over here is going to be that thing. But wait a second. It's all stalwarts on the board right now. I see tops.
Wow. Okay. I was expecting someone from Leo here, at least in the highest eliminations. But I guess it is gonna be IC who seals that match, that point for himself. And this is what the match summary is gonna be looking like. Turula following right behind on third position with 4 frags to himself. But then again, 4. Does that compete against the fact that the whole team literally got destroyed so quickly?
Yeah, I think so. Not. I mean, it's okay though. A good game for all of these players. But yeah, now let's have a look at the match standings for which we are really looking forward to. So DRS got that chicken 9 frags, not a bad number at all. So they will have 19 overall points from this game. They are being followed by a Stalwart. So 16 points, not a bad game at all. But this is the team I was talking about. Leo Esports, 10 elimination points. And this time around, they have also 1 placement point to their name. Earlier, we saw 10 elimination points, but no placement points. Still, they were on the 3rd position. Position still remains the same, but you get 1 added extra benefit.
That's true. And now their elimination points are also going to be looking good overall. They might be able to hop a little. But yeah, this time we have literally 5 teams with double digit points. That's rare. And that's also good. I mean, I like seeing that.
Okay. Now, if we look at the other page of the entire study, I mean, I don't really care about this. But the thing is, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is the only team which we did not expect to see over here. They only have 1 point from this entire game that was on the basis of elimination, and they got completely eliminated. So we were thinking that they will still, fight it out for the top spot. They still might have an extra game available against Stalwart Esports. But how much will that matter? How much points do they get in that game? That is yet to be seen.
Yes, we're soon going to find out if SKYLIGHTZ is going to be able to hold on to their fort for this. But yeah, as of now, it does seem like SKYLIGHTZ did mess up big in this particular one. They did not have to take those fights. They were in a position where they could have avoided fights for a while, but then how they like to play. They like to invest in fights as quickly as possible, and they did that. But yeah, I expected more from the team. I mean, I literally predicted them if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
It's okay. Your predictions work once in a while. So
Still
I
more
mean,
ones
my
than yours.
yeah, I know. Mine was once in two whiles, is what he'll say. But if you talk about the overall ranking, that's where SKYLIGHTZ is currently leading. That too with one shot game. So I mean, for Stalwart Esports, they'll have to maybe get a good chicken dinner this time around to maybe confirm that lead. Plus, also make sure DRS do not get another chicken because they're just on their tail. 66 points is what DRS has right now.
Exactly, and being wary of DRS is gonna be something that Stalwart will have
Yeah.
slight trouble with. But yeah, Raw Esports. See, I told you they're gonna be on the top this time around of the second page.
Hmm. Roy Sports. It's okay, Anna. I get it. I get the major predictions right at least, but that's somewhere you struggle a lot.
I
Your
try
luck
to
seems
put
to be very
faith.
shortened. I believe
Uh-huh. Are
that's
you
why
saying my
it's okay. Though
luck
you
does not
learn.
have long-term vision?
Yeah, you learn from me. It's okay. You learn from me. In the upcoming few days, I
I'll
hope so.
take my win where I have it and bow to that.
Okay, okay, all right, no problem in that. But yeah, Leo Esports following them with just 30 points. Now you look at this. Just from day number two, you'll have to be careful with how many games you play and how many points you get
Oh my
because that race for
goodness.
top 12 is ever going.
Exactly, but look at JMEX, 7 matches and 5 points.
Not
Oh
even average of one.
goodness. Yes. This is bad. Oh goodness. That's something I did not have to see today. But well,
Nobody expected.
yeah. But we're gonna be walking into Erangel, so I think
Mhm.
that will wash away the pain.
Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does wash away the pain, but that's something we'll know once we jump into this particular match. But yeah, before that, we will be seeing our lovely faces again. Now, predictions for Erangel is something we will be asked mid game. I will ask you guys right now. I mean, I know the 200, 300 people of you are still watching us speaking about the game. So I will ask you right now, guys, who do you think is going to win this map? Which group is Group B is sitting it out. So that is a team you will not see playing in this. So go ahead, search through the social media, find out which teams are in Group B and do not predict their name. But the other four groups will be playing. So, well, it's all on to you guys. Who do you think is going to win the game? If you win it out, I'll give you a big shout out. So definitely drop your predictions down in the chat section below if you want to have a shout out at the on the stream. But yeah, our predictions are not working. Let's see if you are the ones who get the correct predictions this time around.
They did in the last game. I think most votes did go in for
I
DRS, and
mean,
DRS won that. So yeah.
irrespective of the performance, they just go in just towards DRS. So I wouldn't say it really matters because just look at the predictions. Even in the matches where DRS is not playing, 40% votes DRS. So I want in the chat. I want it in the chat section. That's why I want it in the chat section on for the viewers to make sure that your team is playing before you go and predict it out that early on. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I understand that
DRS is
there are
not
a
playing
lot of
this.
DRS fans in the chat section, and I respect that as well. They definitely have proved their mettle time and again, and hopefully this time as well they are able to show us something in the PMPL SA 2023.
Exactly, we will keep that hope up. But yeah, in this particular match, we are not gonna be seeing DRS, so they are gonna be missed.
Mhm.
And finally, we might see some other team ruling the votes. Even though I think the votes whenever DRS is not playing are very heavy for the side of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming.
Okay.
So let's see.
Well, that's correct. We'll have to see how the other teams perform as well. I mean, I'm excited to see the likes of, I'd say, Roy Esports perform, Leo Esports perform because Leo in the past two games have been able to get 20 points in just the number of frags that they had. So that has definitely played in their favor. But yeah, guys, let's just jump right into action as our map of Erangel has been loaded and is now running.
Oh goodness, how many times does it have to be so that you are easily able to go towards down south? Wait a second, okay, so this time it's gonna north. Thankfully. However, it's still not very far, and 4MB is playing this. They are gonna go to military base as usual. Even though Novorep might be the place where they land first and then move from there. And that's not gonna be easy because Novorep is being taken by Stalwart.
Okay. Now, Novo Rep is definitely going to be taken by Stalwart Esports. I saw STFL earlier on trying to drop towards Novo Rep. So, are they interested in a battle with Stalwart? Is what you're saying? 4MV will again drop towards Sosovka military base, so there's no problem about that. But the other team, Mabetex towards Lipovka, I believe, because I do not see Volley moving much further away from that city. Delta Power is going to be completely empty. But in the meanwhile, I also have the players of team. DEADEYES guy is going towards, I think, the school split that they usually do. So all these teams dropping in their respective locations, and let's see how do they overall continue the game.
Well, we'll soon figure out how this is gonna turn out because as of now, it seems like the teams are locked and loaded to go ahead and take this map by surprise because this is the best one they could have expected for,
Hmm.
and this is being sat out by four of the teams who are going to be so unlucky not being able to play Erangel.
It's okay though. I mean, the other teams will get their fair chance. Maybe on Friday when we have three wrangle. Three wrangle day is the most fun day, I'd say, and that's when we'll have all these teams playing that particular map. But yeah, right now the circle, if we talk about that, has gone a little bit towards the northern side. So we have T2K, we have King of Space, all these teams still around that particular area trying to maybe loot for themselves and hopefully wait for the second zone, avoid any sort of early battles, early fights. STFL in the meanwhile, I think they already saw the parachutes of team Stalwart Esports and they have made sure that they will not drop towards Novo Repnoy and shift their focus towards the city of Milta. Although 4MV have taken a different drop. Somewhere around farm is where I see 4MV this time around. No military base for them.
Hmm, that's unusual. That's very unusual. We'll see how that works out because as of now, the circle is like, you know what? 4MV, I'm gonna shelter you. The circle is literally keeping them on the edge. Anyways, I do see vehicles coming in, and that makes me feel like they might have a plan of rotating around very quickly. But yeah, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming again gonna be in a good enough position. It's Yasna Polyana. The only team that they're gonna have to worry about for having a fight with is gonna be bad intentions, and we know how that goes. Like this team is having all the luck that they can get, but then the last game did not go their favor. And to solidify their space in concrete, they might want to seize this one.
Hmm. All right, let's see. Let's see if they're able to do that or not. But in the meanwhile, I'd like to see the other teams perform. Now, T2K is one of them because they literally have nobody to fight around. And if the zone favors them, which I believe will, because this is a zone where you'll have to make a decision. Do you go on the shooting range island or do you stay on the main island? If this is how the zone goes. So if finally it ends towards shooting range island, I would love to see T2K perform better. Somewhere around top three is where I look at T2K. But the other teams, especially down south, only team who went down south was Stalwart Esports. So how does Stalwart Esports, really get back into the game? That is another question that I will have for them.
Well, we'll soon figure out if Stalwart Esports is going to be able to go ahead and seize the spot because from down south, here's the problem. Both the bridges have teams on the other end, and even when you try to walk into the circle, there's three teams at the bottom. This is not looking easy at all, but we'll see if Stalwarts can actually make the change for themselves. I mean, it's not completely unthinkable of because Stalwart is a
Mhm.
great team, but yeah, being forced into fights is something nobody likes. But in the meanwhile, the one being forced into fight is gonna be JMEX. Nobody has been knocked.
Ooh, nobody has been knocked out, and I think 4FV would love to secure that frag. They just love early frag points, and that's what they've received over here. And another bad start for Team JMEX, and yeah, this will definitely deter their overall momentum. I believe ASL is in Group B, that's why we do not see them in the game. Otherwise, they could have competed with them to see which of these teams, lose their early player. But it's fine though. I mean, 4MV, they've got this frag, but the biggest problem is the amount of loot that they have. SLR and an Uzi, not the weapons you'd like to have in any sort of a battle.
True that. True that. It's definitely gonna be difficult. But well, soon enough we will see the weapons get swapped around. But as of now, JMEX already losing the first blood to 4MB. I mean, one of the best teams pick up on one of the worst teams. This is literally a bully situation. And look at 4MB trying to find the rest of the players.
Let's see, man. 4MV if they're able to hunt every player of team JBX, and probably it's a good fight to take. You know why? Because they've already looted these all small little compounds. So if you're able to take them down as a team one by one, you basically will be able to get the entire loot that your opponent has without a lot of trouble. Because if you compare the gunfight of team JMEX with 4MV, 4MV definitely has that advantage. But yeah, they do not decide to do so. JMEX have already also started their rotation. Meanwhile, NBeSports could be seen near the shorelines of the Rozok River that we have. And they are just chilling right now. They are waiting for the zone number one to close in, zone number two to form, so that they can take a well informed decision of where do they want to move next.
This decision is gonna take some time for the team to make because right now they're surrounded with way too many confusions. As of now, Deadeye's guys is gonna be surviving close enough. The moment they leave the shack, they're gonna be in crosshairs, talking about NB Esports. But yeah, Raw Esports right now is gonna be able to pick up their vehicles, make their move. They're literally in the center of the circle. I don't know where they're trying to go to and why they're trying to go anywhere else. But okay.
I mean, rotation is their job to do maybe, but yeah, I mean, first zone, let the first zone close in. Maybe they have an idea about how these zones usually perform, so they are hoping to make the most out of that situation to early take control of where do you think the final zone is going to close in. Although it's super difficult to predict the final zone from the very first zone. Some people might have already mastered that technique. On the other hand, we see all these players with decent loot for Team T2K, so they though definitely are ready for the battle. They are like, yeah, just give us the first team fight. We will take it. We have heavy utility. We have good number of nades. We have good number of healings to reset quickly as well. So it should not be a problem for them.
Alright, problems evaded, good enough. But as of now, the circle is gonna be another thing to worry about. Soon enough, it's gonna close in. Half a minute for some teams to make it back in. And the team you were worried about, Stalwart Esports, find their way from farm. They are gonna be making it in towards the east of Pochinki. And it's an empty spot. They're gonna have some fun time there. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, though, somehow get marched upon by Mabetex and have to evacuate the Ryasnaya Polyana grounds. And now they're trying to go towards shooting range, it seems.
Okay. Uh,
Oh,
Now
wow.
the zone moves towards Georgia Pole. That's the least expected, I'd say, shift for all these players. Now, Georgia Pole Hill for sure will become an area of interest for all of these teams, and you already see ISC marching up top. There's another team nearby to them in the blue color. I think it's the players of team Leo Esports who are
Yep.
also looking to take the same space. So this will be a challenge for both these teams to contest that hill this early on, because this is looking now like a Georgia Pole Hill finish game.
It is looking like the Georgia Pole Hill game, and it is gonna be IHC who capitalize the hill first. Leo is gonna have slight trouble, but if IHC is forced to leave the hill by the circle, then Leo might find themselves a piece of the pie. In the meanwhile, though, JMEX still trying to make it back into the circle, and when they do, it's gonna be slightly difficult because Stalwart might be able to find them. In the meanwhile, though, bad intentions picking Mr. Boro, paralyzing SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. Our team with a very comfortable spot getting taken down like that must hurt.
All right. Now, bad intention. They are taking some shots upon them. The damage has already been dealt, but that is a close range battle. And Boro completely picked off. SKYLIGHTZ losing player one after the other. The trades are yet not there. And I think, what? How did BITX CMF got eliminated? They lost a few players, but then the third party comes in from Mabetex. And SKYLIGHTZ will survive for now.
Skylet somehow managed to go forward, and that with only three players, but that's good enough with three numbers of frags onto the board. But the fact that we have 15 teams surviving, or leave JMX, we can say 14 teams surviving, it's very hard. It's very hard to be only 3 players with 14 teams surviving, where all 13 remaining teams have all fours.
So this is a zone which I'd like to see how it ends. That's that's something I'm really excited to see. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming right now, Mafia Ninja, Nima, No Fear, all three players survive. It's only Mr. Boro who entirely fell in this big, I'd say, fight that they had with the players of Team PITX CMF. And for a second, I thought SKYLIGHTZ will get eliminated because I was seeing some knocks coming in from them. But then Mabetex coming from behind, deal a lot of damage. SKYLIGHTZ is able to capitalize on the damage that was being dealt by Mabetex Esports and are able to survive for now though. Stage number 2 has already started closing in, so slowly and steadily you will see teams just leaving all these vehicles a bay, maybe try to get fresh new vehicles. Skyline said I suggest them that, because if you're able to get some fresh vehicles, that will help you a lot in your upcoming rotations. But once again, look at the zone a little bit towards the south side shift. Now focuses on the entire region of ruins.
Now, Ruins area is going to be completely flooded soon enough, and considering that the northeast has a little bit of a water body around it, it's going to be slightly hard for the teams from north to move in. They're going to have to go for early rotations, use the Georgia Pole Bridge, make their way back in from the east of Hospital. The hills are no longer going to be a major part of this circle, and that's going to push the teams out of the hilly area. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, however, if they try to go up the hill and then down, they might be able to pick IHC off. However, with the number of players in their team, they shouldn't try that stunt just yet. 4MV, very close to Pochinki, is going to be able to go ahead and find Stalwart, and that's a clash we've waited for. In the meanwhile, though, T2K taking care of Seal will be able to go ahead and make sure that Seal does not have a standing chance in this. Flappy T flap and into the sink. That's done for Seal and T2K, showing up with flying colors once again.
Good
For
job done by D2K. Now,
Yep.
this is the team I was expecting to show some good performance, and they've already started to deliver. Yeah, maybe not the best possible number in terms of frags, but the good thing is all 4 players still survive. And you wouldn't have a lot of trouble holding this fort down now. Seal, on the other hand, 2 players are in the nearby vicinity. I'd say Fearless and Kirito, but I don't think so. They'll have any sort of fun trying to get inside the position that T2K hold right now. But on the other hand, I do see a lot of rotations coming out from the city of Rozhok, and I think the fights will happen there too. NBeSports, though, one by one are picking off the players of Team I8W. That's another fight happening on one part of the map.
Absolutely. Stalwart is going to be entering in from the south, from a slight north area of Pochinki, and they're going to have T2K and Seal to worry about. Or let me rephrase it, T2K and Seal are going to have to worry about Stalwart. NB Esports right now towards the east is making some impact, but the northern fight with Deadeye's guys is looking risky, and no fear is lost.
Ooh, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, no fear gone. That means SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is entirely gone. That's
True.
that has been the story of the entire tournament, I'd say, for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. So it'll be a little difficult task for SKYLIGHTZ to move ahead without him. Now STFL though, Dobu, look at this. Somewhere near the Rozhok Water City, he is trying to get inside the zone. They've lost Reefers in the early few stages, but meanwhile, Roy Sports are still throwing in some shots onto the players of Team IAW. I believe the time is very near when we'll have to make some predictions over here, Ahana. But I believe right now the position that they have, all these teams have, they just might fight among themselves and die, and the teams with just 2 or 3 players will survive, considering on if they have good position. Because once again the shift comes in, has gone towards ruins back again. So a team deep in ruins will be my choice once I see the mini map.
I this time around do feel like I want to go with Stalwart Esports. They're looking good. They still aren't inside the circle, but the circle is not very far away. And once they do enter, the only team they have to take a fight with is JMEX if they decide to go from the south. But once the predictions come in, we will go ahead and make those. In the meanwhile, though, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming gets swept. Not good.
SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, yes, not at all. 3 elimination points, 0 overall points, and this will again give the players of Team Stalwart Esports to come back on top. An opportunity though. An opportunity for Stalwart Esports to come back on top. Now T2K, will they fight it out against King of Spades? I believe not, because anyways, even if you get those dogs, you'll not be able to make the most out of it. Although, talking about making the most, I think Mondo just made the most out of a spray with that M4, eliminates two of the players, and even takes down a player of team, I think IAW, the last remaining player of team STFL, Beko, just survives, barely survives. On the other hand, Akaz is taking some shots and eliminating Stalwart Esports' player. Has taken down Action. I believe Action being very far away outside the blue will essentially bleed out to his demise.
Well, this is definitely looking like Stalwart is about to embrace their end, and this is the point where NBeSports goes ahead for the march right up in. Now, this does not look like a very good point to go for the predictions at, but I'm a pick 4MB one more time.
Ooh, 4MV, huh?
Been a
That's
long time since I picked them.
okay, but still an interesting choice, I'll say. If you ask about
Thank you.
me, NB Sports, center of the zone, really believe in them right now. Really believe in them. They should be able to get this chicken. Deadeyes guys, though, Precious Sir and Tricks, the two players still surviving. The nade in the field of Tricks, but he's still able to take down Giro before the nade blasted off. So all these players will still be surviving. And let's see how do they continue the game. And again, unofficial prediction, guys, T2K.
Exactly. I was about to say that, but yeah, you did the job and you did it right. T2K, I feel like they're gonna be having way too many fights marched right onto them, so it might be not as good as not as good of a prediction as one would think. But in the meanwhile, the one that starts getting shattered is gonna be that unofficial one alongside yours. Huh, I'm doing just fine so far, and we Esports and T2K both lose players right after your predictions.
Were they complete eliminations or were they just knocks? We'll have to wait and watch for them. But meanwhile, battles is what we'd like to see. Roy
Oh
Esports,
no.
they are in a little bit of a trouble over here. With the T2K, this fight was never easy. And now I think it's all down to the last remaining player. The Molly will flush him off and Jiggle will have to either vacate or be eliminated out of the game.
He gets eliminated. T2K will be able to go ahead and revive the fallen player, but they still have lost love. So that's one frag that they gave away to the opposite team. NB Esports, however, that was a confirmed frag. So they're gonna be in trouble. But yeah, IHC starts taking damage because 4MV is literally on the hunt right now, finding people one after the other.
Yeah, 4MB is on the hunt right now. But for how long though? That's the question. IHC though with Leo in front of them, this is not going to be an easy battle. Slipknot though gets taken down by 4MB's East. The revival should be there because you have a compound to work with. You will go down in the basement and then try to get those revivals. Yetauta in the meanwhile tossed a nade and takes down 4MB's East, and he will also be confirmed by Nova. So
Oh
Leo,
goodness.
they answer right back in kind.
Well, they do, but IHC is gonna be able to take care of Slipknot, and now it seems like Leo has only one player who can take the fight. Yetauta trying to go in for those revivals is gonna be in the basement, but I think the marching in is gonna happen from the side of IHC. Two players will come in together and make sure that this fight ends in the favor. IHC looking good right now. 9 frags to the name. This team has been picking up pace like anything in week 3.
Okay. In the meanwhile, though, Alex, he is cooking a nade too. Now, let's see. Alex tosses a nade, not being able to get the job done, not being able to get the frag. And meanwhile, even T2K receiving some love from our producer. They've got 6 frag points to their name. But then with just one player remaining, I think it'll be a little difficult for them to get the chicken.
I don't think so. I think they have a clear shot at winning the chicken. I'm with the producer on this. All the best, T2K. You got this. In the meanwhile, though, 4AB with only 2 frags but 3 players alive is looking better than both of your predictions. So, yeah, I mean, kudos.
NBeSports has 9. Wow. NBeSports have 9. And they still have 2 other players surviving. So I'll still stick with them. IHC or Keiko Space would have made a little bit more sense, but I thought the center of the zone they could really do good job. Hmm. None of that matters right now because with 2 players getting a chicken is going to be a little difficult thing to do. Now,
Make it
Apex
one.
has an 8. Can it ignore any of the players of Team IHC?
I'm saying make it one for NBeSports. Currently, they're in a fight and they will lose when they did. This is not looking good. However, IHC right now does have their eyes on to 4MV. That knock is good. Apex gets taken down. It's just a confirmation. If that doesn't happen, they might still have a shot. Otherwise, 4MV will also be in a bad situation. Don't tell me IHC is getting another chicken with huge number of frag points to them.
I mean, they really could. They really could get that chicken over here. But yeah, we'll have to wait and watch. Nades being thrown in. 4MV is going to be in a little bit of a trouble as IHC is pushing in. The revival is there onto Apex and somehow he survives that nade too. But as soon as IHC realize that they are not inside the zone, they just use their vehicle and try to get in as soon as possible. Seal versus King of Space, that's another battle which is happening right now. And players are being lost. Seal, they have just been completely lost out of the game. Zeolzade will take down 4MV's Baron. Alex will confirm that frag. And it's all down to Doc in the process. Being volleyed, being just shifted upon. The split does not connect. In the meanwhile, Apex is able to take down Alex. I thought that the frag should be dead. But from far away, Apex gets third partied by T2K. Great job done by them. But now this puts Doc in a 1v1 against Godless.
Doc is gonna be in trouble because even though it looks like a 1v1 as of now, Ziol is gonna come back into the fight soon enough, and with that support, it's gonna look easier. The weapon is good, but it's not shot at the right time. 4MV, even though had more players than both of your predictions, gets taken down before them.
NBeSports still survive. Plus, the zone is with them too. And all of these teams coming from outside the zone will fight amongst themselves, especially King of Spades. So, even though the hopes are still very little, but they still are there for team NB is supposed to get that chicken. Now Zeol is making sure he is all boosted up and ready to get inside the zone. Godless already has 5 frags to his name, so it's not going to be too difficult. Meanwhile, King of Space, why do you shoot Mondo? You just survive there. But then King of Space just push it and get the frag and get the job done. And NB Sports eliminated at the 7th spot.
T2K still surviving though, there's still hope for the producer, but the number is only one. JMEX this time with all three still in top 6 teams. That's unusual. And they're also trying to initiate fights. No frags to the name though, so that's just that.
Galzane though this time around, he is still in a good spot, I believe. But for how long is my question. JMEX, no frags, 6th position. This should change, man. This should change. The no frag part should change. 6th position is all well and good, but the no frags part should change. Meanwhile, King of Spades, they've got themselves inside the zone and now have found themselves in this fight against the players of team DEADEYES, guys. Tricks already leaves the vehicle and is on foot. He knows that if he gets spotted down, he will be shot upon. Zeol from far away has been able to get that knockout to King of Spades, and he will be the one who will confirm that frag too. Deathstorm spotted down, trying to be shot upon by Galzane, but look at the ammo that Galzane has. Only 35 left in that scar.
That's not gonna look good going into these fights because King of Spades of all teams is the one with all 4 standing. It's gonna be hard to eliminate the whole squad. And once you start shooting, you do risk revealing your position. So Galzan has to be super careful. And alongside him, we find Lexi. The helmet is almost done for. The vest has also taken damage, but XOXOX is gonna be the one that gets aimed on as of now. Oh, IHC is done for.
Yeah, Trix is pushing in, has a shotgun. So this is not going to be an easy fight for Zeol unless he pulls out something miraculous, which he tried. He got in the buggy and tried to, throw off the aim that Trix had. But that was a shotgun. Any other weapon, he really would have had a chance of eliminating the opponent. But meanwhile, Precious Sir, he will get that revival and be brought back into the game. And the only team with 3 players is going to be JMEX. How many frags do they have? Don't tell me it's still 0.
None. I think they would have acquired 1 in the process. Otherwise, how do they lose a player? Actually, never mind, I said that. I realized it the moment it came out of my mouth. But yeah. JMEX has all 3 players alive. Nobody else is even close. T2K will get eliminated. So, thank you, producer sir, for your input. But that's about how far it will take you. In the meanwhile, though, DEADEYES, guys, King of Spades, and JMEX survive, and JMEX has one frag to their name. One, make it two, probably.
Congratulations.
And
Celebrations. I mean,
celebrations. This is more than
for
1 point
them,
for the first time.
it's very necessary though. I mean, we can joke
Yes.
about it, but it's very, very necessary for them to get this chicken dinner because they are at the bottom of the leaderboard. This will give them a little bit of a confidence boost overall and might just spark a way for you to get back into the game. I mean, it's still too difficult because the difference between you and the 16th spot is about 90 points. And all of you will be playing some more games, so that difference is bound to increase. So it will not be easy at all for JMEX, but then for confidence, it will be really, really good. At least they can play one extra game if they're able to get into top 12 on the basis of this performance that they're having right now. So let's see how many points are they able to accumulate, because still the chicken is a little bit far away as King of Spades also still survive.
Yep, they also have all their three on feet. Faisal, however, is running very far away from the rest of the team. And Precious Sir will be able to take Galzin down. Orange Knight will also be knocked. Now it's Lexi alone. The moment you start praising a team, friends, the moment you start praising one, the moment you put faith in one, they just start to scatter like anything. Today has been a story of that. But well, it will leave us with only two teams, DEADEYES guys and King of Spades, both of which, even though there is a number difference, stand a chance. They do.
Okay. If you say so, I'll completely agree with that. But meanwhile, XOXOX Nade comes in and takes down Precious Sir. The last remaining
done for.
DEADEYES guy Sir is also quite out in the open. So I don't feel like he's going to have a fun time. Meanwhile, Lexi's position I think is also known for Deathstorm, and just time will let us know that the chicken dinner is going towards King of Spades. Last remaining Tricks also gets spotted down. XOXOX with the final frag onto DEADEYES guys. They will also be eliminated down. Galzin, Orange will be confirmed upon. Galzin's frag will also be confirmed, and it's all down to Lexi. Let's see if he can pull off a 1v3 miraculous clutch to give JMEX that chicken dinner.
Well, we'll soon figure, but even if they don't get the chicken, this is going to be one match where they acquire as many
7
points as they did today in the remaining 7 matches. Like, I mean, this is going to be a big match for the team. They can literally double down their score.
Yeah, and
And even
that's
more.
it. King of Spades, they've already done it. They have been able to get that winner chicken dinner, and they're so happy about it. It's good, man. It's good to see players, playing in a way and finally are able to get that chicken dinner. Well, it's a good game too. I mean, not the worst possible one. For a second, I saw just 5 frags to them. I was like, yeah, they'll get 15, 16 points overall. But they just take every other frag available and are able to get their tally all the way up to 19. And look at the boost that they get in the overall rank. It's up to top 10.
Make it clap.
A new 1.6 by 1.6 kilometer map is coming to PUBG Mobile version 2.7. In this map, there are several energy zones where you can receive random attribute boosts, such as increased speed and health recovery. At the same time, lots of supplies spawn in the area. Be sure to grab them while you can. After finding all the supplies in an area, you should keep moving to find more supplies. The fastest way to move about is through portals. Go through one to teleport to the other side somewhere else on the map. After exploring an area, it's best to teleport somewhere far. However, it's important to note that there's a cooldown after use, so it can't be used too frequently. If you want to travel across mid-distances, be sure to take note of the updrafts on the map. Get close to an updraft to get lifted into the air. After reaching a certain height, you'll descend back to the ground. During your descent, you can freely adjust your direction to head to your destination. This transportation method is very handy for escaping dangerous situations. Another thing you have to watch out for are the volcanoes on the map. The lava erupting from these volcanoes can cause damage within a certain range. Be sure not to step on the lava, otherwise you'll keep taking damage and lose health. After arriving at a new area, be sure to search for exclusive crates. Approach them to get exclusive themed supplies. Apart from exclusive crates, timed airdrops are also a great way to get supplies, so make sure to keep an eye out for the countdown timer on the minimap. It indicates when an airdrop is about to appear. After the countdown ends, a crate with amazing supplies will rise from the ground. When this happens, there will surely be many enemies vying for the crate, so make sure to lie in wait beforehand and evacuate quickly after grabbing the supplies. If you get injured when going for the supplies, go to the recovery point indicated on the map. You'll be able to heal there. Just run into it to fully restore your health and armor in an instant, just like with teleporting. The recovery point has a cooldown after using it. It can't be used again until the cooldown ends. If the battle gets too intense and you find your teammates eliminated, you can bring them back within a limited time at the towers located on the map. The towers also have cooldown after being used. Each player can only be brought back by a teammate once. Players that have been brought back will directly respawn near the tower that was used without having to jump back to the battleground. Hurry and join your friends in the fight for victory.
Alright guys, welcome back after a short little break. The game of Erangel was fun. Not the highest possible frags that we saw from either of these teams. But hey, this is what you get. This is what we see in this map, because all the major teams who were in the top 5 got eliminated very early on. So it's okay. King of Spades though did make a good run of it. 19 points overall added to their tally, bringing them to that overall 10th position. So that has definitely helped them a lot. But yeah, now moving forward, we first of all will see a few little statistics here and there. But after that, we have another cool TDM waiting for you. Round number 3 is about to begin, so hold your horses for that game. But yeah, for now, we will look at the MVP of the game. And who do you think is it going to be? I think King of Spades this player, because they got 9 frags to their name.
Yeah, I think that might be the case. Hopefully.
All right. So
But,
let's wait and see. Yeah. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the MVP of the entire.
A new 1.6 by 1.
Okay. A little bit of a fumble
it is
from
going to
our
be
producer.
us.
But yeah, here we have it. So it is a player of
Whoa.
NBeSports.
Nice.
Thank you, man. Correct prediction in terms of MVP at least.
Oh yeah, you were saying Team King of Spades. You didn't say NBeSports
But I
for
predicted
MVP.
NBeSports in the game, nah.
Wow. Okay.
That also counts.
Wow. Okay. But
Okay.
IHC though,
Mm-hmm.
I can see 10 eliminations right here.
I mean, ISC did have a good game. Not in terms of the position that they had, but at least in terms of the elimination. They took down what? 3 different teams, right? 4MV being one of them. So
Yep, I
that
think
was
that's
a really good job done by the players of Team IHC. Now, how do they continue this uphill journey that they've started is my question. But yeah, look at that, 13 eliminations overall, 16 points that have been secured by the players of Team IHC Esports. And even though King of Spades got the chicken dinner, I'd say the most impact created were by the players of Team IHC.
Absolutely. They're the only team with double-digit elimination points to the name. And yeah, I mean, if you take a look at the way the game came in from the side of Stronger Fake Love, I don't think Stronger Fake Love is going to have enough opportunity to go ahead and topple IHC anymore. They are definitely coming in top 16. I mean, the team is determined to make it and they're doing exactly what needs to be done.
Well, that's correct. And now, as the schedule states it out, that we will be moving forward towards that map of Arena. The 2 teams you pointed out, the 2 teams, right, Hannah? Which were they? Can you come again?
Stalwart Esports and IHC.
Wow, that's an interesting game to see, because IHC right now, in terms of the frags that they've been having a good game. Especially the first game was also a good one in terms of the elimination, and now this 4th match was also a game which you'd like to see again from IHC Esports. So this TDM battle with the players of Team Stalwart is definitely going to be a fun one to witness.
I do somehow feel that the finals will happen between IHC and HVDC, but then that's
okay.
just me being,
You being
super. Yeah, me being Anna, me being super ahead of my time. But like, yeah, it's definitely looking like it, because currently the way the form has come in for IHC, they look great, and HVDC has been doing like a 10-point lead towards the victory. That's not something we've seen before.
Well, for now though, let's quickly jump into this TDM battle and have a look at which of these teams is going to win this one out. We know how aggressive IHC can be, but at the same time, Stalwart also have good taste in terms of the battle and in terms of the angles these guys use, man. That's just insane. Although the nades and the weapons will answer right back, where IHC will take away the lead.
Well, the equalizer will come in soon enough because both these teams are definitely very close enough in terms of caliber, and they are trying to use all they have to make sure that the lead does not stay very huge and strong for either of them. The lead is constantly gonna be narrowed down by players of both the sides, but so far it seems like IHC doing slightly better than what Stalwart does. Okay, never mind. Equalizer comes in.
These two teams, I think, are fairly matched. So we cannot even predict who is going to win right now, or is it going to be a close game or not. Super momentum based team, both of them. So if the momentum favors them, they'll just take every fight and win it out. But if not, well, then literally anything can happen. Now, jump spot, you jump spotted already. Action, the frag is yours. Around the corner, though, you're trying to take down Demo, who has been left with very little HP. You wanted to hide back behind the container, but then Demo will shoot right at you, and you will be taken down. Stalwart, their lead has already vanished away.
Well, the lead has definitely vanished away, but they are constantly trying to bring it back in. However, the trades keep coming from the side of IHC. This is going to be a very close one, Fritz, and I can bet my money on that because this is the best combination you could have seen in the TDM battle. However, I do think IHC might have a bigger standing going forward, but the start does look very favorable for Stalwart Esports.
All right. They as soon as you say that they got that 2-point lead. Now the nade connects out to Zio, and he is trying to make the most out of the situation. He will get some help from action from behind, and some more frags have been secured. Stalwart from the left hand side are trying to create as much pressure as possible. Look at that, Nized is cloning down. I mean, I myself have just hidden this button for the TDM layout, but for some reason Stalwart players still have it.
Yeah, I mean, why would you use that in TDM? But well, Stalwart is trying to make it work for themselves. IHC is still trying to close it on the reach, and now they are only 2 points behind. It's still a deficit though. Even with one single points difference, you do lose though. So they got to be careful of trying to squeeze the lead in their favor because so far they have equalized scores time and again, but they haven't gotten the lead just yet. So IHC is trailing far behind right now.
All right. Now, Tops on the left hand side. He is trying to spot anyone that he can. Demo just jumped in front of him, but the information has not been relayed. 3-point lead still remains for the players of Team Stalwart Esports. Godless spotted down, shot upon, but the shots do not land as Godless decides to just hide. Ziol has been able to get that frag out to action, but now gets double peaked by IC, and I think his teammate Alex Nized, though around the corner, will be able to get that frag and get the job done. Although IHC on some other part of the map are trying to equalize by taking players down one by one.
Exactly, IHC right now seems to be doing their job right as well. Even though from the side of Stalwart, I have not seen Tops get a single frag so far. The guy is trailing behind on a 0. IHC though trying to get IC down will manage it and will lose a player at the same time. So the trades will happen and the numbers will still say equalize, but IHC finally looking like the lead can favor them.
Yeah, 1-point lead is what they have. But once again, I think Stalwart Esports will play as they usually do. They will just push the player on the right hand side first of all and then take care of the warehouse guy. IC though in the meanwhile gets taken down, but the trades happen and essentially Stalwart have been able to equalize the numbers back up.
Well, the equalizer has come in and the real lead has again started rolling in for the favor of Stalwart Esports because again IHC started losing players one after the other. This should have been a slightly more coordinated play, but the coordination on the side of Stalwart Esports just reigns supreme as of now. The coordination is going to be the key to this victory. You cannot go solo all through because that's just going to be a 50-50 battle. You got to make sure that your chances still are better. And now Tops suddenly has 2 frags to his name all at once.
Alright, now Tops has been taken down though the trades again just happened. The nade lands, does chip damage, but Godless, what a peek from him. Just wide swings, crouches in the open and is able to get the frag for himself. Now Stalwart Esports once again sticking together. That has been their mentality. One of the players just watches the left hand side or maybe the right hand side flank, whereas the remainder of the 3 players just push in as a team together and try to trade players out. And has been working out for them. Meanwhile, because look at this. 3 players on the left hand side all tagged up. But the good thing is all of them survive.
Exactly, survival is pretty important right now because if you lose your life, you not only get taken out of the match for a second, you also give a point to the opposite team. Stalwart Esports again losing the lead and then equalizing the numbers again against IHC.
Look at that Godless around. What great peaks, man, from Godless. He's just being such an annoying target to hit on that the players of Stalwarts cannot track him for now. Although still in the lead, so Stalwarts will have that advantage. But once again, Godless just perfectly hits the mark. Finally, will be traded out by action and will still be able to maintain that 1 point lead for them.
That charge in was not expected by Godless after the kind of gameplay he showed, and that just puts Stalwart again a point ahead. IHC will be able to cover up the lead, but they do need to make sure that they are running better on numbers going forward because this is not looking good because it's very close to the end now. The nade will come in, but IHC don't even get softened up.
Tops
Equalize
though
numbers again.
will
Yeah.
easily be able to equalize the numbers. Although IHC with Godless getting that frag onto action untraded, that will put IHC back in the lead. Now it's just a 1 point lead, but you get another one. Chalo, at least Stalwart is able to trade that out. Not for long though, because 36-34 is where IHC is at right now. I thought make it a 37 because Nirjat has been dropped to such little HP. Tops for some reason has not been able to perform in this entire tournament, in this entire battle till now. Only 3 frags for the guy.
Exactly, but the nade from action is going to be good enough to shut the lead down to only 1 point. But now IHC has to be very careful. There is still 3 minutes on the clock. They cannot play it on the time, and they have to get 4 frags to seal this victory without losing 5 of their own. This has to be tough when the lead is down to only one. It is gonna hurt. It is gonna pain. But Stalwart Esports with complete control of warehouse.
Uh, that was it was an attempt. It was an attempt of those little tap shots for the player to just bait him out, get him to peak and then take him down. But IHC with perfect discipline, not giving literally anything. Flash around the corner to help your teammates set up for a early battle. But you have 3 players of Team IHC around the corner. You take one of them down, and demo was very low, but now the reset happens. 36-36 in the scoreline, and the HP bars also remain the same. Godless though spotted down. Stalwart get that advantage. Can they convert it though is the question. 2 minutes left on the clock. There is a flash available for Nirjat in this short little corner. Alex will be able to get that frag untraded. Nirjat also falls. Stalwart 37 all.
Stalwart has been able to come back into the game, but now IHC wants to take the lead back. Will they have the right opening? Because Action has a great angle in the warehouse. Zeol will be a target. He will have a hard time coming back out and well repositioning from the side of IHC players. Godless is gonna be pushing Action out of that spot. Godless will now try to come back out. They deal some damage. Will have support from Demo, but both
the
will get
nade.
taken down because of the nade. Now it's a 1 point difference and
Stalwart win
Stalwart
it
wins
out.
it. It was strong fought battle.
What a close game. Yeah, what a close game, man. And especially Tops not showing up, you had to have good assistance from the rest of the teams. And that's exactly what happens. We are seeing the beautiful faces of our Nepali talent over there. But this time around, man, what a game though, right? Anna, what a game from the team. They just have been able to bring it very, very close. But at the end, Stalwarts is the one who are the team who will close it out. And yeah, I mean, you said it that Stalwart might be in the grand finals. They are looking strong. They have at least made it to the finals of the semi-finals of the tournament.
They have. Soon enough, we'll see if they're gonna be seizing this all by themselves. But yes, for today, that is the victory that Stalwarts are gonna have for themselves, and the last shot at victory on Miramar. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
Stalwart is Group A, I think. They are not gonna be playing this. That's the only
Yeah,
victory they
they are
get
not.
today.
So it'll be a fun time. It'll be a fun time to see how the other teams play around them. SKYLIGHTZ will definitely have that chance. Will have that upper hand and extra game of sorts to maybe perform and topple over the players of Stalwart in the weekly ranking as well as the overall ranking. Because I think for now Stalwart have taken back the lead. They could be on number 1 because
Could be,
earlier
yeah.
few games were not good. After that chicken dinner, it hasn't been a good day for SKYLIGHTZ. The 2 games they've got 3-4 points from the 2 different games, so that's about it except for that one chicken. So there's this final game of Miramar even will be a little bit more important as compared to the other games. Hey, we'll be jumping into the game really, really soon, and we will be hoping for a good performance from the team this time around.
Absolutely. I mean, we will see if SKYLIGHTZ Gaming and 4MV can make the best of the situation of not having
Mhm.
Stalwart in the mix. And I do want to see Raw Esports actually step up. So I'm going to hope and pray that they do get the shot at that. But yeah, we are going to be diving right into the game soon enough.
All right, let's just jump into the. First of all, let's see our beautiful players' faces, and then just jump into the map of Miramar. So, all of them ready. Does any one of them have food in front of them? I suppose not. Okay, so no
You keep
distractions.
hunting for food,
They
don't
are
you?
all. Sorry?
You keep hunting for food on player cams.
Because I know. See, I play a different game, but I know when there is food in front of you, you just cannot concentrate. That's
Uh-huh.
as simple as it gets. You
Is
just want
that
to
the
eat the
reason
food.
bad intentions is that bad right now?
Or maybe ASL, or same could be said for JMEX. Superb
Yeah.
food, a little bit of a distraction. That's why you're not able to play. But then for 40 different games, really,
Yeah, just avoid the food if that is the reason, guys.
it
Anyways,
is okay. It is okay though. And now moving into the game, we talk about the plane path a little bit towards the western part. S- ends. What do we even call the area where it ends? Ends outside Chumasera. Chumasera is like 1 kilometer away from the end of the plane path. It is literally ending in the middle of nowhere. Starts around El Pozo though. So if you get it, you just get it. Meanwhile, Ruins is going to be an area where King of Spades would be thanking the PUBG Mobile gods because they will get some time to lose this time around. Unlike the other time where they just start to drop in and run as soon as possible.
exactly. This is looking tough for the side of Mabetex though. They love to go to Campo Militar. Campo Militar is way too far away. King of Spades and La Cabrera for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. These two teams will enjoy a little, but the circle, look at the circle. Oh goodness. Mabetex, don't go to La Cabrera. Do not. Yes, they did not drop at that direction. Thankfully. Oh goodness. This team had me scared.
Hmm. Skylight Zoe is around Crater Fields and La Cobriara. So they will have some decent loot. But oh my god, one game the plane path is with the King of Spades. So the zone has to be literally the polar opposite of it. Poor guy, how do they rotate? Poor guys, man. This how do they rotate inside the zone? Give me the reason, give me the way. Because they will have to fight it among so many different teams just to make it inside. And them being on the faster side will also force them to rotate as soon as possible. So did the plane path really favor them, or did it hinder them from having a good game? Ahana, you tell me, you be the judge.
I just feel like that's not looking any positive for King of Spades. Even though they were able to drop at ruins, they're not gonna be able to stay there for long, and also probably not stay in the game for long because the circle literally has almost 30-35% of it inside water. The two little islands are something I don't think any teams are gonna go to until the circle literally forces them to. So, one, the area is going to be super highly populated. Two, King of Spades will have to be the last team that enters in. If they try to march in faster, march in first, they are going to be dead anyways. And if they're the last ones trying to enter, they're going to be dead. So, yeah, they're going to be dead.
That's the only thing we can tell you guys. So for them, it's not going to be easy at all. But in the meanwhile, the other teams that will have it a little bit easy will be the players of Team BITX CMF. They have the show lines. They have a good spot in the zone, I'd say. But IAWO might have that early fight against Mabetex Esports in the city of Los Leones. It's never easy to fight in such a big city because you could be literally hiding in any compound, any window. But then I think they have also drawn an imaginary line between the two teams, and both of them respecting that will make sure no fight breaks out in that particular area.
Well, we'll soon figure out if they're going to be holding back or not. So far, it does seem like we are going to be seeing a very silent, situation near Los Leones, near Minas de Generals. And well, the best position right now seems to be that of BITX. We've seen one circle go all the way towards that Puerto Parecio region,
Mhm.
haven't we? And that was won by 4MV, if I'm not wrong.
All right. Now, now let's see though. I mean, the zone has already started to kick in the next what, a minute, 30 seconds, or maybe even 2 minutes. We will see the first zone closing in. The second zone will make a lot of impact on the players on the team's rotation. So that's what I'm waiting for as well. Now I do see 4MB still around Shoma Serra, but as soon as they start rotating, and if it's a straight rotation, they might bump into the players of team ASL and maybe find first few early frags.
Well, let's see if early frags is something that gives any capitalization to these teams. As of now, HVDC completely unaware of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming being in the proximity. Now finally hearing their footsteps, but not being able to take a foot in the game. Now Sanchir is taken down. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming already in benefit. HVDC losing a player.
HVDC, yes, they've lost a player over here, but I mean, they'll have to continue the game with 3 then. Now, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming on the other hand, not good loot enough. I mean, I do see Nima with just 2 nades and a shotgun. So, okay, water treatment I think is where he was headed to, but then see the player because, of course, there's someone hiding in that water treatment area. Was Nima facing any sort of early technical difficulties? But still is able to get the frag, so I believe not. But the loot is not good. I mean, yes, you have level 3 helmet and a level 2 vest. Where's the healing? Where's the weapons?
The healing, the weapons, okay. Does seem like Nima is in a lot of trouble. This needs to be. I mean, I get it. The circle pushed in. They weren't able to get the right loot. But then again, shouldn't have stayed there for that long if you knew that was gonna happen. Because again, the faster side of the circle was towards La Cabrera. They should have known that. Should have been prepared for that. But well, with that one frag on Sanchir. They were expecting to get new weaponry, but that's also not happening. And in the meanwhile, Mabetex Esports takes over IAWO.
Alright, Mabetex, this fight is definitely going to benefit them considering that the player will not only bring some more loot but also bring some extra points for them. And him being all alone did not make sense for me because why would you do that? Why would you attempt such things in a crucial game like this? But hey, Mabetex are all thankful for it. They get the frags, they get that early confidence, and hey, the only word that will come out of their mouth is thank you right now.
Well, thank you. It is. Mabetex with that frag is going to be super happy going forward because this team has been trying to find a good game for themselves. Hasn't so far. So now consistency is all they can depend upon. And in the early game, having a number on your boards is good for a team who's struggling, even if it's one single number. And well, as of now, IAW in such a high spot. They can literally have a good advantage of this height. Great advantage of this height.
Ooh, all right. Now IAWO though Vaduji, he, I mean the position, yes, of course, it's better than most of the teams because you always have the higher ground advantage, and Vadu can be spotted in a good position. But then you've lost domain early on, so that will come to bite you back. And let's see how does IAWO deal with that. Meanwhile, the rotations have already started in, and somehow most of the teams just went away from the rotating area of King of Spades. So they will also be able to get inside the zone fairly unharmed unless ExoX catches an unfortunate timing with the players of Team DEADEYES, guys. Other than that, they should be easily inside the zone within a couple of seconds.
Well, going inside the zone is not going to be super difficult even just yet. And okay, finally, King of Spades find themselves a spot to enter into the circle. But the next zone is going to be super difficult because in the next circle, we are going to be seeing another northern shift coming in. That is going to make things difficult for the side of all the teams because that area has been left completely empty. So now things are gonna look much harder for teams. HVDC in the meanwhile though, things are already hard because DRS has their eyes set on them, but DRS lose a player to the zone. Now that's what makes HVDC look like they can actually run away at this point of time. Keep an eye on the kill feed, guys. Keep an eye on the kill feed.
Ooh, all
They're
right, now
marching into
Jante.
the fight.
Yeah, they are. They just want to take this fight, and the shotguns in this range are just absurd. They will one tap you irrespective of the HP. And HVDC find 2 frags onto the DRS, guys. They would just be screaming right now, DRS. This was an unnecessary fight, but HUDC is able to take it and probably survive with all the 3 players in the game.
Exactly, it is. Whoa. It is difficult for the side of King of Spades. Suddenly, it seems like they are going to be losing players after players. There is revival for one, there will be revival for the other, but Raw Esports is marching right in. As we predicted, King of Spades will be having such a hard time trying to make their way back in. This is sad for them. This is sad for them. So far, it seems like Raw Esports is going to be grinding the players of King of Spades into a meat grinder. And they did. Faisal is so far away.
Roy suppose they will get those 2 defeat points and will be also able to bring back their fallen comrade. So they will be able to play as a squad of 4 and maybe help in our predictions too. I mean, teams with all the 4 players are the ones to be picked, right? So I mean, we started off with 64 players, but we are down to 56 remaining. But none of these teams have been eliminated, so you still have representatives from each of these teams.
So far, it does seem like the players have been lost, but the teams haven't been eliminated, as you just mentioned. And it seems like that's gonna be something that some teams are gonna be happy about, considering they will still have the advantage in coming fights. And as long as the teams survive, there will be some damage that they can deal. But in the meanwhile, King of Spades, I think they are on the verge of being the first one to be eliminated, because this is not looking good. Tetsom still survives though, but that's about it. ASL finding their frags. Interesting.
You're
Somehow
always
third week in
you're
they
always
suddenly
surprised.
start being, yeah, and I mean I'm also interested in seeing how long this consistency can go, because third week in, yesterday was the first day.
Mhm.
I thought this is about time they show up. They didn't as much as I would expect. But today they have been so consistent. I am loving ASL right now. I'm not saying they're gonna be on the top of the leaderboard. I'm not saying they're gonna be on the first page either. But whatever they're doing, I think they are gonna be able to put themselves in the Livic for week 3, and if they do, I'm gonna be the happiest person here.
Oh, okay, all good. So from the villain, you're trying to turn to hero in just one day. Huh? That's what you're attempting over here in the eyes of Team ASL. Okay, all good, Hana, all good. Although on the other hand, we see Roy Esports losing a player. DEADEYES guys would be happy with the frag that they have. But look at the play zone circling around that La Vendetta Impala area. And again, it's a flat bed. You rarely have any ridges available in this region, so the team will find it a little bit difficult to survive there.
Well, survival is definitely gonna be a question here, and I mean, I think survival is difficult everywhere on the map of Miramar, but yeah, this is particularly harder. But well, in the meanwhile, Jiggle will get spotted, but he will be able to wiggle his way out of this fight. Well done by Jiggle. And well, his money will definitely fold.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully it does, because at least $2,000 is
Yeah.
what they'll take. So
Yep.
that's the bare minimum every team is going to get. So anything extra in terms of positions, well, that's your added benefit. That's what you're exactly playing for.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, the chicken dinner team in the previous game falls out in the very beginning of the game. And now we will see those eliminations because all these solo players are being hunted. Roy Sports not in a comfortable spot. The DBS around the corner. Pre-fire as well, but okay, that gets the knock.
Wow.
The trade is not there.
Not there.
Precious
What?
Sir is also falling down, and DEADEYES guys are nowhere near.
I
The
see.
prone came right on time, and the frags are also being confirmed at the same time. He's going in for a 1v4.
Goodness.
The damage has been dealt out both the players. They cannot push in, but they've
Cannot
decided to.
heal.
Another player falls down. Pre-fire around the corner.
He did not
Male
even
pulled
heal
out a
himself.
1v4.
Beautiful! He did not even heal himself. This is the Raw Esports I was waiting for, buddy. This is the Raw Esports I was waiting for. This is amazing. Malik single-handedly taking care of the whole team, and the rest of the team is just sitting back there, chillaxing. They're like, it's okay, we'll take care of La Bendita. You take Los Leones for yourself. Malik doing supreme things right here. In the meanwhile, though, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming becoming a thorn for IHC, a team that has had a good run today, IHC, now finally retaliating onto the team at the top.
Ooh, wow, man, what a fight that I just saw. I still cannot recover from it. What a 1v4 pulled off. That's just great. That's just a great job done by the team over there. Now, let's see though. IHC and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, this battle, how does it go? Because Demo, I think, is all alone. Nima is cooking a nade, throwing it on the second floor, and yeah, he just gets the frag. He just gets the job done. And SKYLIGHTZ will be able to eliminate the whole squad of Team IHC. Nima, bro, pop the first trade, get in the zone. That's the objective that you should be following. Meanwhile, ASL as well, getting one frag after the other.
Exactly. It seems like Mabetex is going to be in a lot of trouble as of now. But yeah, the conditions do not get better. Most of these teams are still trying to struggle into walking right between Los Leones and Impala. The circle is so weird right now. I mean, this is gonna be really tricky, and this will add a lot of luck factor right now and a lot of early rotation factor right now, because the teams that will be able to find the right spot will be in the better scenario going forward, because it's very different terrains being accumulated in the same exact area, and that puts a lot of value onto which place you are holding, and that's just something that will initiate a lot of fights for trying to get the best spot inside the circle. And I'm all for fights, bro. All for fights. That's the reason we watch PMPL, isn't it?
And some other. That one and for some other reasons as well. So
Biggest
yeah.
one definitely being fighting you for predictions.
Okay, I'll give you that. Not for me though. But okay. I'll give you that. But it's okay. 4MV though on the other hand, take down the player of team D Venom. Krita is down on the ground. So 4MV still surviving. I even forgot about 4MV, to be honest.
They have been
also a part of the
performing as
game.
forgettable teams as of now.
Okay, thank you for supporting me there. But yes, the Venom though, the revival will come in over here. And as the charts say, prediction. Wait a second, Ahana. Let's first ask our producer who does he think is going to win, and after that we'll try to make our prediction. So, Echo Boy, let's hear it from you, my man. Who do you think is going to get the chicken? Okay, T2K it is, but I do not think so. If you ask me, I'll go with the players of 4MV.
I am gonna go. Yeah.
I know that that's not a good prediction, but still I'll just go with that. Safe and sound.
I'm gonna go for not SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. Sorry, it's Raw Esports. I'm gonna go for Raw Esports. I mean, I've predicted them for the week, and the way Malik has played today, I get the prediction right or not, I'm gonna put my faith there.
Alright, so Raw Esports is what you have, T2K is what a producer have, 4MV is what I have. Let's see if either of these teams is able to get the chicken or not. Probability, if you ask me, guys, are past with the predictions has just been awful. You only see 4 correct predictions from me from what, 45-50 games, and 6 from Ahana, so it does not make a lot of sense for us to put in predictions. But hey, that's the part of the ROS. That's what you got to follow. So we will be just throwing in our random prediction that we think I mean, my number could have been literally way higher if the team stopped throwing the game. But well, that's not the case, and I still am stuck at four correct predictions till now.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue on that one, because you're actually right. Like, there were so many times. I think at least 3 to 4 times when your predicted team actually could have won it, but they drew. And also close to 2 to 3 times we have seen your team actually come up on top with more frags but lesser position. Like, that has happened a lot of times. It has hardly happened to me once or twice, but then the rules are the rules, buddy. I will accept it.
Who made them? Please let me know who made them. I'd like
Pretty
to have
sure
some
someone who's a well-wisher for me.
Well, okay. I mean, if Uno rules can change, PMPL rules can change too. I would love for these rules to change. So, I mean, this is not okay, but we'll have to work with this for now. 4MV, they have a good spot. They are inside the zone. They have D Venom right down the range as where they are playing. But on the other hand, ASL is the team who is trying to toss a few nades here and there onto the players of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. Yeah, it is only one player who will be in a little bit of a trouble, and if he's able to dodge them, well, good and fine. But never mind, he does not, because I just see Mafia Ninja falling down, and because the zone has already started closing in, the chances of revival are next to 0 now. I see Raw
Raw
on the wrong side.
Esports. Raw Esports. You give me pain, but it's okay. I'ma take that for today. In the meanwhile, though, ASL, a team I was feeling a lot of promise from in this particular game, does get taken down like a couple of players, but no complaints. They've been doing much better than what they used to do before, and I'm gonna give it to them. In the meanwhile, though, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming trying to confirm those track points, and ASL support is arriving. It's slightly late though, but I think they will be able to take some revenge from SKYLIGHTZ Gaming.
Good job done by the players of Team SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. They've got good frag, but the only problem is the number of players that are still surviving. So if they're able to somehow deal with that, it should be a good game for them. Meanwhile, Jiggle also from Raw Falls. It's all down to the last remaining player, and there we have it. Elimination of Team Raw Esports. But still, look at that. They have 8 points, so they will probably be in top 6, top 7 because of the elimination that they got. Which is a good thing for Raw Esports. Getting those eliminations. Position points could have been that added benefit, which they're not able to achieve. Cannot blame them for that because literally every other team is trying to hunt for them. Meanwhile, a Molly came in from Mondo. It connects onto Assassin and Fizzboys. They will finish him off. NBeSports, they do not even need to see their opponent to eliminate them. That's how powerful they are.
NBeSports with a whole Sharingan to themselves, not even needing to see anything, just go ahead and predict and just make your move. Fully prepared for the fight, huh? Look at Stronger FAKELOVE this time though. They have such a huge area control, my man. All the way towards northwest, everything is under their control towards the northern side of the road and towards the southern side of the road. It's definitely a larger area, but it's compromised by so many teams. T2K still survives though. So that's there. And so does 4MB. So that's there. But the circle has taken a central shift.
That's also there. But yeah, something that is also present is 4FB getting frags. Not frags, frag. Because they just got one. But no, as soon as I say that, they just change the number to 2. So East is like, bro, come on. You forgot the knock that I had. And they're able to take down one of the players of Team T. But this is the problem, man. Why do you have to leave such a high ground area for trading out a team which you know will not hamper you a lot and come down to the lower grounds? The next 15 seconds, you'll have to move inside the zone for 70 meters. Now, the third party element is not there. That's good for you. But then how do you approach the next zone is the major question that I have from them.
Exactly. I was wondering the same thing. Trying to approach the next zone is going to be difficult. And the best position inside the zone is going to be very close to Mabetex. But I think IW is holding a great fort. Oh no. Oh no. This weapon needs to be nerfed. Like nerfed. Hugely nerfed.
I mean, they lost a player 4MB. So was this fight worth it? At the end of the day, Venom would have to leave the compound and you already could have shot them from the higher ground. But it's okay though. 4MB will still survive with the 3 players, have 4 frags to their name. Nades being thrown in from the players of Team T2K trying to hamper the rotation of STFL, and they're also getting third party STFL. Shots on the vehicle. Dobu with very little HP left, but at least still survives. Counting his lucky stars.
Oh yes, this is hugely dubious the way Dobu has survived. But well, so Stronger FAKELOVE finally trying to topple IHC. It's gonna be a long-term game. It's gonna be a long-term game to try and do that because they have delivered today like anything. I mean, IHC has been on point for multiple games. One single game won't change that Stronger FAKELOVE. But you can definitely try, definitely make your contribution. XMPL being out of the game will add another frag point to the team. 5 to the hand and 1 taken down in exchange. Not a very bad situation for Stronger FAKELOVE, but T2K is the one who's falling to their hands. That means it's a bad situation for our producer. In the meanwhile though, NBeSports losing players against SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, and that's gonna be another team wiped off. Now, BITX is the only team with all 4s. We know what this team is like when it comes to closing the game. The same as ASL. So 4MB doesn't have much to bother about just yet. Neither does T2K. Neither does Raw actually, because they were already eliminated, so they don't have to worry about anything.
Alright. Now the nades are being exchanged by the players of Team STFL. with the players of Team T2K. Love falls, but that's a third party coming in from PITX CMF. Rick gets taken down by Dobu. Essentially, the trades will fall in the favor of Team STFL. And with 7 defeat points, this team is still looking forward towards that chicken dinner.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful the way STFL is playing today. An unexpected name rising from the ashes. This is something that I think was casted by Phoenix would have sounded so much better. But yeah, bad intentions in the mix. Still all fours alive. The position is good. Not many teams are going to challenge them. I mean, NBeSports good, but why would they? They're literally 2 players and one is knocked. 4MV is already on their throats, trying to eliminate every single player they can find. Sekujin will get taken down as well. And Mondo, the MVP from last game, is the one that survives for NB.
Yeah, 4MV though, all 3 players still surviving and they've got good defeat points as well. And Mondo has already been pinned down, and 4MV, the good thing is they have the circle. They have majority of the control of the circle. Now Dog spotted down, shot upon as well, and that was coming in from Mendy. And now probably being the last player standing, he needs to be careful with all these battles because I don't think so he's inside the zone either. So as soon as he starts moving in, he will be sprayed upon. But the good thing for Doc is his team has already got a good spot inside the zone, inside the circle. So for him to move with his team should not be a big trouble situation for them. Meanwhile, BITX CMF is the only team I believe with IAWO as well who have all 4 players surviving.
Exactly, but IAWO now will have to leave the compound and move in, and in the process, they will be taking down players from Stronger Fake Love. Refuse has been taken down, and now Stronger Fake Love does not have as many players as they would hope they had to be able to win this off. For MV though, this is not a fight you should initiate Apex. Wait a second, did you just come to the edge of the circle to make a fight against IAW? Okay, the kill feed is very inviting for 4MB. It seems like Wadu will be picked off too. They are piping their hands onto players of STFL as well, but the play zone will do it better. In the meanwhile, though, BITX still surviving with 3 players, 1 single frag in a compound, which is soon gonna be raided by the play zone.
Also, Mondo has to get inside the zone, so that's another thing that NBeSports will not have in their favor. Spotted, of course. Shot, of course. By whom for him? Another frag achieved. Another team has been spotted down by them, so they will also not be secure. Meanwhile, IAW did lose one of their player. He went down. Vadu will get that revival and IAWO will play the game with 3 players surviving. STFL though eliminated on the fifth spot with 7 eliminations to their name.
STFL will still have good enough points for themselves, but not enough to be able to place them on the 16th position again, I feel. But 4MV right now will be facing a barrage of nades coming in from the side of Woofus. But Woofus is alone, the rest of the team is far away. If he is picked off, it's not gonna be easy for the revival to happen, and soon enough the zone will push him too. This is bad, but 4ME in the process lose a player. Knock has arrived. The revival will have to happen. They are in a good position, but DIDX trying to capitalize on the situation might confirm the kill. But they don't.
What was that attempt? You took the buggy, you were trying to get closer to the players of Team 4MV, I understand, but where were the smokes? Where was the supporting utility? It never came. He has been able to get into a spot where he can throw some nades out, but has to be careful about it because he will be essentially spotted down and will be taken care of. 4MV though is getting pinched in from 2 different directions. IAW also want to have a say in this battle over here. So it is looking like a Mexican standoff, but Mabetex 0. Can this guy play the spoils 4 by taking down one of the players of Team IAW? That is yet to be seen.
Mabetex 0, I think, will want to survive as long as possible and not participate in any fights until necessary. He will have to be pushed into a fight at some point of time. In the meanwhile, though, 4MB being very retaliative, they're like, we're gonna hold this grudge and take the fights that we have to, even though they're not gonna be in the favor. The bullets are not gonna work just fine. 4MB loses another. This was not supposed to happen. This happens to you all the time, buddy. The teams start throwing. This wasn't something 4MB could lose, but somehow they managed to.
I mean, you could have just waited out the rotation coming in from BIT, but okay, man. I mean, I'm just unlucky, I guess. DRS CMF now I think will be run over by Viper. Okay, no, he stops the buggy right in place, but goes in for shots a little bit too early because now you will literally you will literally have attraction from every part of the map. That's not something you want, and Viper's nade will make sure Dante is not a part of the game anymore. A 1v3 with the last remaining pledge. Hero did a good job surviving this long. But that's about it because Wadu will essentially take care of him, and IAWO get that chicken dinner in the final game of the day.
A great start for the week. They're still finding footing, but they are gonna be able to sustain in the top 12. Probably find themselves in a position to play the bonus match and add points to their table. This is looking good for IAW. A beautiful chicken for the team, and I mean, well executed, well done. It seemed like once they had to evacuate their, compound, they might be in trouble. But the one thing that worked really well for IAW was the aggression from the side of 4MV, which made them push out of their comfortable spot into literally a downside hill for no reason. Like if 4MV had stayed on their position, not pushed forward, they could have taken IAW out, but IAW just made the right choice by staying in for longer, and I mean that longer turned out to be the longest of the game.
The only problem I see for the players of Team 4MV there was I think they were a little bit paranoid that IAW
Probably,
one
yeah.
good nade would entirely change the game. On the other hand, DRS CMF one good game would entirely change the game. So they were like, yeah, let's just take off the pressure from one part of the map. We'll try to take care of the player from far above who's trying to give some cover fire, and then in a 1v2 we should be cool. But then a lot of shots were whiffed, I'd say. A lot of shots were
Exactly.
whiffed because of which the trade never came in. You were not even given a chance for revival, and then you were eliminated by the players of Team IAW. MVP is going to be 4MV's East in this particular game with total of 6 eliminations. This guy did a good job. 4MV had good frags, but the chicken was the biggest missing, I'd say.
Exactly. I mean, if they did not force the fight with DE Venom, if they just waited for DE Venom to get out of the compound and rotate and take the frags there, they would have been in a better position even towards the end, because then BITX wouldn't have been marching on them. They wouldn't be pinched from two different angles. They would have been able to take care of IWO, and the remaining teams, you all know, were gonna be an easier fight for 4MV. But well, they just had to take that one fight, and that one decision turned everything around. However, we are seeing a player from the side of stronger FAKELOVE show up in top eliminations with 6 of his own. Dobu did well.
Dobu definitely did well, but was it enough for his team to be in top 10, top 5, maybe top 12 for the entire week? That
No.
is yet to be seen.
Not
If
even
we
top
talk
16.
about the match summary, okay, if you talk about the match summary, the East has good number of eliminations, good number of damage, but then assist and healing is a department where all of these players sort of failed, but really did they? I mean, if you confirm the frag yourself, do you even need assist from a teammate?
Not really. But well, look at that. 4MV still with 13 points to themselves, follow up right behind IAWO with 16 of their own. Good enough position. Raw has 8. I'm not gonna be super disappointed by that. It's just the second day of the week. There's 3 more to go, and they can show a good performance. But yeah, the hopes that they would be at the top at the end of the week, they have slightly shattered for me.
Yeah, but let's see how the other teams perform on the second page. ASL with 3, HVDC with 3. IHC got 3 points as well. Wow, congratulations for IHC, because these 3 points will definitely help them to stay in the top 10, I believe. Not the best possible one, but hopefully they perform a little bit better in the upcoming games. That today after tomorrow, because tomorrow will be an off day. But in the week overall standing,
Wow.
there's a big change. A big change, because we see SKYLIGHTZ with a clear lead and IHC jumping on the second spot.
Yup, IHC did great today, and I think this 71, when you compare it with whatever Stronger FAKELOVE has, which is gonna be 32, I mean, Stronger FAKELOVE is gonna have a long run before they can actually swap positions with IHC in the overall leaderboard, and this is looking good. I think there might also be a switch around for ASL. I think ASL made it to 13th position, 17th position instead of the 18th that they generally are at. I mean, Stronger FAKELOVE has gone down.
Leave everything alone, Ahana. IHC was one of the teams who were about to be eliminated. They say
Exactly.
2 days, 71 points. Tata bye bye, we qualify. In
Exactly.
just 2 days. What I mean, I don't know how did they get this confident in such a short period of time, but that has been working. 71 points is definitely a very big number to achieve. And let's have a look at where do they stand after such a good performance. Of course, not in the first charts, but in the first charts we still have Stalwart Esports leading up top because they were able to show some consistency in the follow-up games. And SKYLIGHTZ fell a little bit short. They are far just by
7.
6 points. 4MV also, just picking up the pace, 10 points away from SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. Way better than being 20 away. So that's definitely a good thing. Roy Esports, a little behind. Still, they have like what 50 points difference with the third team. So I'd say top 3 is where the contention is right now. But look at that. IHC, the other time around, they were on 19th. And in the coming 2 days, man, they've shown great performance and are now on the 16th spot.
Exactly. IHC is on 16th and is soon to place themselves on 14th. They will be able to swap this around. They're going to be very comfortable. They might be able to make it to the bonus game, as I mentioned earlier. It's not impossible because Leo is doing great, I agree. But Venom, DE, Deadeyes guys, and Vion Illuminate are not doing as good. If any team from the top topples even a little bit, we might see IHC swap positions with Venom, DE. However, ASL is also doing great. They have been able to, reduce the lead a lot. And now Stronger FAKELOVE is only 13 points away, and Stronger FAKELOVE, the way they have been performing, it's super easy for ASL to actually swap that position. I feel like both of these teams might find themselves in top 16 and IHC specifically in top 12. But look at No Fear. I was saying this already. By the end of third week, he will have more than 100 points. There's no doubt.
Yeah, but the good thing is East is back in contention. So he's just 7 away, which is not a big number to achieve. Give him 2 or 3 games and he will be able to equalize what No Fear has. But then again, No Fear is also a player who has been getting consistent frags. I'd say daily he is increasing his chart by 7 or 8 points. So that individually is a very good thing. When we talk about the overall match summary or the day summary, no repeated chicken dinners for either of these teams. If you talk about the highest chicken in terms of eliminations and damage, that was achieved by SKYLIGHTZ in the very first game.
That's true, but I like the numbers on the second one. It's 1110 damage, 100 healing, 10 eliminations, 5 knockouts. Like, the numbers are so pretty on that one. 4ME definitely did something there. But yeah, SKYLIGHTZ, the way they won, it was very convincing. And I mean, there's nothing that I would take away from that.
Yeah, but yes, guys, that was about it for today. I hope so you guys had fun, because I definitely did. We will be meeting you very, very soon, day after tomorrow on Friday. But till then, take care, bye-bye, and good night.
Make it clap.